Welcome back, YouTube. After a rousing bit of Neolithic abuse, we are finally ready to hit this end turn button that has now gotten a nice noise and little laurels, because we are becoming an ancient era culture and not just a bunch of tribespeople dicking about.
The challenges of a young civilization. It's hard keeping up with the neighbors when they have the wheel and you don't.
They have the axle.
Humankind
Wheels were invented for toys way sooner.
If you're terrified of wild animals, you can grow lentils or catch fish. Tribes settle towns. Towns develop markets, and markets begin the exchange of goods, services, and most important, rumors and hearsay.
So, we now look Babylonian. Every culture has its own look. Let me make sure that my camera's good with the new stuff on the UI. Let's put there. Okay. An agrarian star has been unlocked. What does that mean? We'll find out shortly. So, unknown has become Assyrian. We were thinking about him. They got taken. So, welcome to the fame screen. So the way Humankind works, there are 21 potential stars to get in each era. 3 in each of 7 categories. I only need 7, and I'll be able to pick from the list of the 10 next cultures, which I won't spoil yet. I won't look at them yet. But there they are. There's 10 cultures, and then there's this golden one, Transcendence. Transcendence is basically, I'm going to stay as my same culture, which means I don't get a new legacy trait, I don't get a new EQ, but I can keep building my old one. I don't get a new emblematic unit, but I'll get bonus fame for everything I do for sticking to my guns. Okay. I'm not going to do that probably in this video because it's way less fun than to see all the new cultures, so neener. But anyway. So I only need to get 7 of these 21 kind of Mario Party stars. I can go to the next era. But I get to choose how many I want. Because maybe I want to become a great and powerful civilization and do more things and get more fame. And that's fine, but then I'm delaying my options from the next era. Okay? So, this is what I like about Humankind so much. Normally, score victories in Civ games feel really bad. And they feel bad because the AI is, by definition, smarter at exploiting the magic algorithm that does score, because that's what it's trained on, you see. That's the value it's optimizing for. Than it is at being smart. So you do a score attack thing, and the AI gets a score victory. Like, well, I never felt like I was dumber than the AI. I always felt better. They just kind of beat me. This is a score system, but it's the only victory condition. There's no such thing as scientific victory. There's no such thing as domination victory. There's no such thing as expansions victory. There's just achieving all these different areas, and whoever does the net aggregate. But because the points are based on this explicit milestone system, and that everyone's using the same one, it doesn't feel cheap in the way a score system does, because you're making decisions about your score relative to your ability to advance, very consciously and deliberately. So let's have a look at the screen. First, you can see our traits. We can see this is Philosophers of the Wilds, which we'll have forever, and Astronomy, which we got for those 10 scientifics. Now, notice that there's 6 and then 1 up here. So because we're a scientist culture, you'll notice we're going to get 150 fame for our bronze science star, whereas we only get 100 for the other 6. So that's part of what the affinity means. It means you get bonus. So we'll get 6 technologies. We'll get 150 fame. The numbers will change as the turns go on. And then once we get the bronze one, we'll get a higher target for silver and a higher target for gold. And then it will reset so that, in the classical era, here's 1 target for bronze, 1 for silver, 1 for gold, etc. Right? So, if I can, I'd like to get the gold scientist star in the ancient era as Babylonians, because it'll be worth a lot of points. There's also the expansionist star, which is owning 5 territories attached to any city. We'll show our attachment words as this goes on. I'll also say the expansionist star targets, they're a little too big. Probably, again, another thing that's probably going to get reworked. Some people in the forums think territories might get smaller. Because right now, it's very hard to get expansion stars. We're not going to worry too much about it. We'll probably go for the bronze one, and that's it. Aesthete is getting influence. We've got 2 natural wonders, so hopefully we'll kind of do okay at this. You'll notice this is current value 20, because it's only counting the stuff that we've been making the the last 2 turns? I thought it would be 10, actually. I don't know why it's 20 and not 10. But note it doesn't count all the stuff we got from hunting in the beginning. Right? We're not getting the mammoth influence in this. But it is influence gained and not... So we don't need to hold 300 at once. We just need to make 300. But it's not counting our starting mammoth hunts and stuff. Builder stars. Have 6 districts built within your empire. Remember, districts are those adjuncts things like the astronomy house. And that district lowers stability. So the builder star is nice, but you can't make your cities too big or they'll become too unstable. Right? And we didn't take the Zhou, so we don't have that help to keep our cities stable. So agrarian. Having population units in your empire. I noticed we started with the star. And you're like, wow, 9 units through military, 600 gold. These all seem so far off. Why was agrarian so low we got bronze already? Because they didn't think about Neolithic abuse. My microphone is to the side of the camera, so I can't cut my hands towards the camera. I need to cut my hands towards the microphone. So again, let this be this shiny visual evidence that we really, really are doing something that needs to be fixed, right? Money star, earn 600. Again, like I state, we can spend the money. We don't need to have 600 in our pocket. We need to have made 600. And find the militarist star. Destroy a total of 9 military units. Now that includes beasts. That includes other tribespeople. So this is why I was saying picking on your neighbors is kind of nice. Because if you just go and bop them on the head, it doesn't declare a war if they're an unclaimed territory or your territory, right? It's still a war if I go to their house and start beating them over the head. If they're just kind of walking, like, oh, I'm going to eat some berries, nom nom nom. And I go, wapo. Then I get the military star and I don't start a war. So these are the goals we're going to kind of be optimizing towards. We don't need to do everything. In fact, you'll notice 21 total, only 7. I can pick 2 categories and not get any stars in that category. In fact, in the worst case, I could go gold, gold, bronze in advance. Now, typically speaking, you get, 1 or 2 golds, smattering of silvers, and mostly bronzes usually in everything or all but 1. But you can specialize and twist like that, right? And so that's it. So this is the screen we're going to be living our lives out of, trying to get to at least 7. And then at 7, we decide, is it time to advance now? Or is there some stuff that I can get soon enough, it's worth going for it? Even if it means not getting to advance farther, get the new stuff from the new culture yet. And that's why, again, you notice how we got to miss. I didn't even show you what the Olmecs, the Nubians, or the Harappans do, because I was too late for me to get them. Well, now it's also part of the decision. If there is a certain classical culture that's way, 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 way better for me than any other culture, then I might want to take it to make sure I get it, even if I leave, I have a lot of stars I could be getting soon. So, really fun system. One of my favorite mechanics on this game. Big part of why I'm making this video is to show off this game to you, so you agree with me, right? So, that is our friend the fame screen. Now, what else to talk about? If I look at my units now, you'll notice I'm not nomadic anymore. I don't get food. I have Pathfinder. I ignore movement penalties from Forest. I'm a scout. And I've got 13 base strength. So now if I come across an enemy tribesperson with 10 strength, I have a pretty big advantage just from culturally being more put together, right? Another thing to note, if I go and hover... So this isn't valid because this territory has already been claimed by yellow as a city. So we're really going to have to fight yellow pretty soon, I think. That's probably going to be my first big conflict. I'm probably going to try to take dibs on both of these and then be ready for a bite, but I'm not going to, yeah. Alright, but so here, so notice that this is still 60, but once I found a capital, the numbers might change. So I should get around to that. We also have, yes, so now turning into a city, important. Normally it takes a number of gears, I think 100 gears worth of industry, so it would take 10 turns here, and it can't be made any faster. You can't buy out the creation of a city or anything, right? All you can do is wait it out. But the first city is free. So let's go ahead. Make Babylon. Now religion. So again, this is another casualty of the funny thing we did. Normally you need to get a few population before you found a religion. We get it for free. So basically the only difference is if you're a shamanist, then you get a bit more influence in this life from your holy sites. If you're a polytheist, then the holy sites also push the faith some for you. It's an almost impossible decision to make this early, right? I'm just going to pick polytheism. No particular reason. So, Babylon we see, it's making, pretty average yields. 7 food a turn, 11 industry, 13 money, 3 science. 10 of that money is coming from, by call. Now, you'll notice these numbers at the bottom here. 6 food per farmers is base, 6 per industry, 6 per traders, and 6 per researchers because apparently astronomy is... Oh, that's per population, not per worker, that's why. So, think about the mechanics of this for a second, okay? Let the numeracy sit with you. If I had 1 person working as a farmer, I'd make double the food, almost. I'm making 7 naturally, 6 per worker, okay? Now, I can only have 2 workers on food right now. I need more food districts because I need somewhere for them to do farming as a verb. Otherwise, it's just on the main plaza, Just let me quick appreciate, I love the architecture in this game. Love it, love it, love it. Look at there's the Babylonian. The city centers are different for every single culture. This is a Babylonian city center, specifically. Got a little step pyramid. You can see little people going about their lives. The snow's falling. You can scare the deer with your mouse. At least you used to be able to. I think you might just be running randomly. It's hard to tell if he's scared of me, especially. I think he's just running randomly. Beautiful game. Sorry, I just completely... I never get to that. So you'll notice that early on, the yields I'm making in Babylon are small enough that a worker is a really big delta relative to the base values. You may perhaps see where this is going. This guy can go out. That is the infamous bugged inland sea. I can't embank there because it's coded as water for some reason. I've met the Nubians.
This is where I greet you. Impress upon you the wonder of my people. And
I will introduce myself to the Nubians. So the Nubians... So the AIs have archetypes. So this guy's cruel. He is willing to throw his pop away just for production. He's risk-taking. He doesn't really float a safety nest egg. He places the wire. He's extroverted. He likes to develop relationships. Strengths. He gets bonus combat strength on units, and he gets more money for ransacking. That's not good. I'm right next to him. His bias. Pilgrim. He tends to space out his outposts. So one cool thing, just as an aside, apparently in the full game... Now, I haven't been able to test this because it's not in the OpenDevs, but you'll be able to make, they say, your own avatar. So that when you're playing, you just get to look how you want. But then you can also send your avatar to your friends, so they can play against you, and you can actually give yourself strengths according to your play style. So that's kind of cool, right? So if he's a pilgrim, militarist... I'd rather not fight him then if he's militarist. I think I'm going to just try to claim this early. Oh, that's the other thing, yeah. So now let me prove... This is only 20 to found now. Because it's so close to the capital. And then let's say... So this one, with the thing we wanted the most, that's also only 20, even though it's another step from the capital. So I don't actually know exactly what governs it, but it's just cheaper in general. So we're going to want to claim this as an outpost pretty quick. In the meantime, we'll be able to ransack his outpost if he actually tries something. So I think we can give it a bit of time. So the goal is, get this guy. That gets us our copper locked up. That gets us this bulwark with yellow started a little bit. And then connects. I might actually just not claim this and say we don't heal walking through this space. But if I just lock off people, I mean, this is just only Sage and Ebon. I think what I'm going to do is leave these. I'll ransack them if an enemy comes. But in terms of spending my influence, I think it's like bop. And then I want to try to claim these two and claim this one. And, hold the line there. Yeah, I might actually claim this one the very first. Oh, but that's 70, because this is farther. How's is that? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I forget the thought that I was on at this particular moment, so we're just going to kind of keep playing. We can see he's hesitant because I'm more powerful than him, because I have my vast reserves of manpower. Now, if I look at treaties, he will probably want to trade luxuries with us, because I happen to know the Nubians are a trader culture. Also notice he has only the minimum amount of fame, that 20 that you can make when you get like the Hunter Star or whatever. We found the wonders, right? We got the fame for all 3 Neolithic stars, and then we advanced and immediately got agrarian. So you see, it felt like we were losing when everybody else got cultures before us, but then, whoosh, we were way ahead. And now it's finally time, after all the hype, to show you how Neolithic abuse works. So I think this triple stack is a good to start with. We want to have a bit of military to be able to ransack if he tries to take a territory here. We're going to move this stack here. And then we disband unit, disband the unit, disband the unit. Now Babylon has 3 population. Now for food, it's actually kind of funny. You'll notice that we go negative with no one on food, because we don't have the food to sustain ourselves here. But what this means now is it's so much quicker. So let me put these guys on money for a second, just to show the difference. So if I put a food district here, which only makes 2, which is, yeah, this is a bit of a marginal territory, but that's what the astronomy house is for. It's 7 turns, right? Just kidding. It's 4 turns. So we're going to get that locked down. And then once I've got the first one of those, I will build my astronomy house here. And then I'll start building more foods to balance it out. Now for the techs. So the starting techs calendar gives you the artisan's quarter, which extracts your luxuries, and the granary, which gives you food per farmers. So we desperately want food per farmers. We have no luxury actually to extract here, but we've got some here. There's sage. Prairie needs a horse, but then also we'll get the salt here, and that food on the whole city per salt. I mean, that's every city will get +5 food, right? So that'll be really nice. Domestication. Now, once we get horses, the nice thing about domestication, so you see the animal farms is 5 food per horse. 5 food per horse is a statement about the resource, the horse resource, not the horse extractor, right? But the horse resource. So that will be in all my cities. So that will be really good too, because I do have a source of horse nearby. Carpentry is industry per forest and bowmen, and then chopping down trees, but it's like terrible. The numbers are wrong, and it's not really usable in this OpenDev. And I mean, industry per forest will be really nice here, but industry is the thing I want later. I want to start by just getting my food sorted. Then I'll worry about industry, and then that'll be nice. And then city defense, if somebody tries me, I'll really want to build walls, because fortifications mean if I'm behind walls, until they destroy the walls, I get like a +5 or something in combat. It's really significant. And you need to build a siege engine to break the wall. You can't break a wall with just people. So the city walls will be really good if people get aggressive on me. But I should have a bit of warning before a war starts. And because I'm Babylonian, I'm going to research stuff quickly. So I'm going to save that if I need it. I actually pretty much want to do these 4 in order before any level 2 techs. This is food on the river, which is nice if I make it over there. In fact, actually, I guess that's something to think about is, do I try to walk my... No, it's just not worth it. There's only the 1 river tile in my borders anyway. And I really like putting the astronomy house up here for the reasons I've said, because the astronomy house exploits the nearby science as well, right? And that's just really nice. So I'm just going to do calendar, because then the granary, the food per farmers, that means farmers is people on the food here. I'll be able to put a 3rd person here once I have the farmer's market. And then that extractor can be used to make salt. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to let food drop kind of counterintuitively, because you see early on, this is a doubling my science in my empire to go here. So I'm going to put someone on food to stop this from decaying, but I want to get some extra progress in so that I can get the granary sooner, because that's going to be really useful. And I might put another worker there to be clear, but I'm waiting to see, you know, what kind of stuff is going on. Ooh. There's him. Can we get together? So now we can stop him from trying to found an outpost here. Because now if I attack him, it's 2 versus 1. He does want to fight me though. So we're going to go here. So the way the flag works is they're forced to retreat if you stand on their flag. So I move there, now I can see him. And now I can move this guy here. So because it's 2 to 1, we can... He has, from the difficulty, it's actually, I think, +3 then. Or no, so yeah. So my guys are strength 13. His are strength 17. So he's getting +3 from Humankind difficulty. And then +1 from his cruel archetype. So... Actually, neither of the guys should attack this turn. That's really... I guess I should take this equal combat while it's an option, because then if you're taking equal trades, eventually we'll just beat him because we're on the 2 to 1. So this is going to be tactically a really weird fight. So defending also gives you +1. Oh, so I guess Humankind is probably just +2 then, right? Because if I look at him... Yeah, he's 16 base, which means he's getting +2 from Humankind difficulty, +1 from cruel archetype, +1 from defending. Defending means if you don't attack in a turn, you get the defending benefit, but you also always get defending on your first turn if you're on defense, right? So since I attacked him. So this guy's just going to defend because this is a bad trade. And then if he takes the trade into me, then he'll be at 16 and I'll be at 15 and it'll be much closer. Okay, now he is still... So, something to note tactically here. If he had become healthier than him, in the zone of control, you can still move 1. So I still could have moved like this and this. He would be the one river crossing. He would then not attack. He would be the one not river crossing. He would. But this is the correct way since this guy's the healthier one. So now it's a lot better because he's not defending anymore and he's damaged, right? Now, if this was turn 3, I would probably take this attack too. I'm still at losing trade, but it's not like a horrifically losing trade or anything. And we get it over. If it takes more than 3 rounds, by the way, the combat keeps going into next turn, and it locks your unit's movement another turn. Blech. But in this case, I'll be able to finish him off next turn, and I'll be able to do it from the non-river crossing guy. So it'll just be a better trade, or he'll attack into my defense. So it was better to wait there because I had no reason to rush. So there we go. So I kill his 1 unit. What that means is that he's going to have a harder time founding an outpost here because I just killed this guy. So maybe I won't turn these 3 into pop. I'm probably going to keep these 3 to just as the skirmishing border force so that he has to send a bigger army to stop me. That also means I get a militarist star, so I don't need to be at war to get these stars. I can skirmish. I couldn't have attacked him in his area, but I could attack him in the neutral zone. And it also gives us war support. So the way war support is kind of cool in this system. So to do wars, if I just surprise war him out of nowhere, I get a trader badge, and my opponents get benefits. So the way war support works is you see it starts like 50 is the base value, normally speaking, right? If you win victories and stuff, it goes up. If you lose stuff, it goes down. Once I declare a war, the way it works is the war will keep going until we either give up, or one side's war support drops to 0, and then the other person gets reward based on 100 for their opponent's missing war support, plus the war support they have, basically. I think there's some other stuff that makes it a little more complicated. But you want yours to be high and theirs to be low in a war. So this also, killing this little guy there, gave me recent victory. Now it's going to decay back to 50 over time. You'll see next turn it'll be -1 for being above equilibrium value during peace. But if he keeps sending a lot of guys at the border to skirmish with and I keep killing him, my people will be like, oh wow, we keep crushing those Nubians in conflict. Maybe we should just take their stuff. And the war support will go up, and eventually I can declare a war. I think you need 90 war support for a declaration, something like that. So you see, it's going to be really hard to do from just little skirmishy guys. But there's also the crisis menu. So you have a grievance. Grievances can turn into demands. So he can take this attacked me grievance. He has 10 turns to demand I pay him this 100. If he does, I can either pay it to him, or I can refuse it. And if I refuse his demand, he can just instantly go to war with me regardless of the war support. Right? You can say, give me my $100, go to war. But in this case, I'm not scared of him, so I'm going to refuse his demand if he turns it into one. Which is probably why he's just going to leave it as a grievance, because I think he knows that. So yeah, that's the lowdown. Now, something I am noticing here. So if I do the calendar's granary, and then next turn, oh, you'll notice it's already got some progress. That was my accumulated Neolithic science. When I picked my first tech, it went into it. But also, if I get domestication next, and I get 5 per horse, this is just another 5 food, and it's, you know, a linking way between my borders. So I might take this a little sooner, actually. But I really do think I want to lock down my lead situation here. But first off, let's get the salt extractor will be nice, the copper's nice, the location's nice. This is the most important spot for an outpost. And now we see 12 food by default. You can really contrast that with how fucking shitty Babylon was to start. That 4 from exploitations, 3 from my main plaza, 19 from my pop eating food. So we're really going to have forced Babylon out of nowhere. We would have liked to, in one turn when this finished, but what are you going to do, right? But this is just a much better spot here. So let's get that going. Oh, what? It's one turn from now? Damn it. I thought it was this turn for some reason. So let's have one guy ready to feed this outpost immediately. And we'll decide if we're going to keep it as an outpost or make it our second city shortly. Oh, the music is also, like, dependent on era and culture and stuff. So, I love the music too. It's Arnaud Roy, one of my favorite video game composers for sure. We got a 3-stack here. We got the singleton who's going to hold that stuff. This guy's now I guess he'll be trespassing once we learn who green is. Maybe I'll walk around until I learn who green is. Then I'll be trespassing and ask us to leave. Look at the trespassing debuff. He'll take damage each turn. Because I'm in a closed border area. I kind of snuck into. Well, let's just move these guys first, right? There's a little road here? Have they already discovered roads, those fucking maniacs? Or there's just like a desire trail. It's like, damn. So there's San Lorenzo. Somehow I've managed to avoid learning about the guy who lives here. So you... There's no point doing it there because we know this territory is about to get done. Or no, sorry, this one's going to get done. 14 force kind of spin. No, I think I got to get the lead and just be ready to hold it. So I think this 3 stack that's trespassing, I'm just going to kind of go through here to learn about San Lorenzo until he discovers me and kicks me out. And I might make this a 4 stack defending this side. And then if this is still up, I might start ransacking it just for something to do while I'm standing in this area. Keeping this safe. So I think right now, if I wanted in this territory, I think right now the 8-10 is the best looking. Oh. The good news is now that I'm a scout, the deer combat is even easier than it was before. Right. Pop. I'm now 5 stronger than you. You stupid horn horse. So you'll notice, though, I only got 5 gold. That's a lot worse than 20 food, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's the problem right now, is that it's better to be a Neolithic hunter than an ancient hunter. And this guy won't even heal anymore, because I don't heal outside of friendly territory anymore. That was a nomad thing. It's tragic. You also notice that deer do give us military stars. It did have big old horns when it was trying to attack us, so... Yeah, I'm a little nervous, honestly, about all this border stuff, so I think I'm only going to dedicate one guy here. Because the outpost having more pop isn't quite as big a deal as the first city. So I think I'm going to merge these into a nice big 3-stack. If I come across a stack of yellows, I'll be strong. This guy... Oh, that's right. He's the one who's going to, like, get us kind of ready to get some horses soonish. So where's your good spot? $412. There's a $713. I think that 713 is probably my favorite. Let's start walking to it anyway. His name is My New Army from the events. You can see there's only 20 to found here as well, so we're gonna be able to really get the outpost going because we got a lot of influence banked up, and we got the 2 wonders. And then this guy, we're gonna just hit this skip turn button. There's nothing new. I think he can scout in 1 turn, and I know I'm just gonna. I guess actually let's. Anywhere in the territory, he'll disband into the city, so maybe I'll see something new when I walk here before I do it. Okay. Hittites. So this is Go Mesa. It's already gained a pop. And I've ordered a new Civic. I'll get to that in a second. The Olmecs have met me.
So, what do you say?
So the Olmecs want a non-aggression pact, and they just met me.
Yes.
So here's the thing about the non-aggression pact with the Olmecs, okay? So they're here. Non-aggression pact means if I find a random Olmec faffing about the countryside, I can't just beat him up. I can't just ransack his shit. Alright? All that fun stuff we want to do. But he can't do it to me. And if you declare war when you've got a non-aggression pact, your opponents get a sort of an extra level of, what's it? Of war support. Because you broke a treaty when you did it. So if I can, like, bam, 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 take this whole wall, I'd love a non-aggression pact. I took our border already. I have it. It's mine. I'm good. So I think I'm going to found both of my outposts that I want to get done here, and then say yes to his non-aggression pact, and then just try to get this guy in time. Now, let's see what treaty Brown wanted.
Oh.
He wants to trade luxuries, and I know he wants to trade luxuries because he is a mercantilist culture. So remember the merchant culture affinity we saw, you buy them at half, you sell them at double, right? So, or you get double, you sell them at the same, so people still want to trade with you. So the Nubians will get a big advantage if I trade luxuries, but it also means they'll be less likely to go to war with me and stuff if I'm giving them stuff they want. So there's this counter button. I'll accept it in exchange for money. The money amount goes up as the eras go up. I think I'm going to counter it. I don't have any luxuries now. I wouldn't mind buying stuff from him when push comes to shove. But I may as well get some money out of him for it, because I don't value it that much like he will. So let's counter. And he won't pay it for 10, so that's fine. We won't trade. You're the one who wants to trade, not me. So, neener. So let's make sure I can get the things that I want. And then let's accept the... Okay, so where can I get to in 1 turn? I can get to a 10-5. Not the 8-10. 10-5 isn't bad, though. The gears are bad, but we saw once you've got the food, you can pay for workers to be the gears. So let's take the 10-5 we can reach in a turn. Or let's walk 1 by 1, just in case. Our usual. Okay, so let's take this 10-5. Well, onto the Olmecs. So the Olmecs are an aesthete culture, so they create more influence. So he's going to influence us, but that's fine for the moment. And then we're going to take this guy in the gully. It's only 30. The scaling's a lot more forgiving. And then it's just trying to rush here before he gets it. So that becomes even more important than this, because I'm allowed to skirmish here at least. I'm not allowed to skirmish here. And once I take this whole thing, then it's like, haha. So he's mad I claimed a territory on his border, but yes, I'd love a non-aggression pact. Now they're claimed on the border. So he gets +5 war support instantly because I took stuff on his border. What are you going to do about it, buddy? You just said you don't want to fight. And he's got that one for attacking him, and so you'll see now I'm going to go down 1 a turn because we're at peace. And we just kind of trends back to neutral. I'm not scared of war with you, but I don't actively want it either situation. Okay, so now the way this works, so you'll notice for 30 influence I could attach Gomesa to Babylon and make it so that this is actually the same city. And the way attachment works is that this 13 and 6, 10, 1 will become values of Babylon. This one worker becomes a value for Babylon, right? But the but there's a stability a stability cost for number of attached territories. So probably I want this to turn into a separate city, but that requires 160 influence. That scales up too. So this place might just be getting, but you'll notice it can get up to 4 population growing over time, just to be ready for when I make it a city. And also, once I research domestication, I can start building like the horse barn here. So for extractors, for luxuries and strategics, you can still build those on outposts, even if they're not cities or attached, right? So I almost should have led with domestication. I didn't think about this aspect where like this is going to be idle for a few turns on Gomesa while I'm waiting to build research domestication. But what are you going to do? So now this guy. I mean, I guess the argument then is too, there's no point in feeding my guy to Gomesa until I'm actually doing anything on it. He's not going to help at all if I supply the... So it's good to disband the pop for your city, but like, there's not really a point to do it yet. So I think I'm going to just kind of start gradually having him meet this guy. I'll disband once I make one of these into a city or attach it. Now the civics. So civics are kind of a weird system. I'm not a big fan of it because you discover, so it like thematically makes sense. Events trigger having civics available. So you see there's all these different potential civics, but we need to like discover, like have things happen in our empire through special events. So it's like a really weird kind of spoilery sort of system. And yeah, and you usually get more civics points than you know what to do with. But at least the first one, there's the 2. We rule by natural right or divine mandate, influence on main plaza or faith on holy site. Legitimacy, you can either get celebrating on new cities, which means when a new city comes, it gets 10, 15 stability, or codified laws. And these also impact, so there's these sliders, okay? So notice that we have a dead center of civilization right now. When we make a choice on either of these, it's going to pull us to one direction or the other. So this one, right now we get 20 stability on all cities. Now it goes down to 10 stability, but 5% science on city or outpost. So having the sides gives you benefits, but being in the center gives you stability. And now you'll notice if we go to Babylon, we have 10 stability from the natural wonder, 10 because all cities have its stability of 10 base, and 80 is coming from our ideology. The vast majority is coming from our ideology. Well, if you look, the little thresholds on the bar here are 90%, you're settled. You're strained anywhere between 90 and 30, which is like the default. You don't get special positive events, but you don't get anything extra negative. And then if you're 30% or below, really bad things start happening. People can like revolt, spawn off rebels, what have you, right? So it's only our ideology that's stopping us from losing stability, right? We'll need buildings if we change our ideology to the sides in all 4 ways. But anyway, the first two civics basically aren't choices at all. Okay? So this one, we have a main plaza now. This is 5 influence a turn. You just saw that's what we need to make the city. We'll need that to make more territories, to convert more territories. And it also gives our culture more pressure, so we can start fighting back against this Olmec culture that's going to start affecting us. Although, as A states, they have that culture bomb, which instantly changes the culture, so we really can't win against them. What are you going to do? We don't even have a holy site now. We're probably not going to make one for a while. You'll notice, if we go to Babylon right now, if we want a holy site for our religion, that's 18 turns to build it for 20 faith. Do you want to make it a 25% better after 18 turns of doing something that doesn't help your food or your gears or anything yet? Until you get your religion to make it help? No. No, you don't. And then legitimacy. So the problem with celebrating on new cities is that the stability goes down as you build more districts. So celebrating is a kind of nice to have 15 stability. You know, a place where you often need that the least is a city that just got made and doesn't have a lot of districts yet. Whereas this one, 20% off attaching outposts. So that was, you know, if I wanted to add Gomesa territory to Babylon, that was 30, it would be 20% off. So I think you almost always just do founding myths, natural rights, legitimacy, codified laws. It's your first two civics. So we're going to enact natural right. So nice, we went up to 18, because now that +8 from district, the main plaza is giving us 8 influence instead of its default 3. So, not really a choice. IMO. So this guy is now trespassing. So I have to be moving out, basically, to not be declaring war. So I can only queue a movement that's ultimately going to end out. It's kind of a weird system. So let's say I wanted to end up like here. Get my scouting in of San Lorenzo on my way out. And then try to claim this before he can. That's the next thing I'll do with influence, because non-aggression, once he starts, I won't be able to stop him. Once I start, he can't stop me. So you see, it's a massive deal. This guy, so now he doesn't heal because he's not a nomad, so I want to move here. Because once I move into here, you'll notice that I'll have this applied, and I'll get my health regeneration. So I will not be maimed in combat here. And now this guy has to leave because I'm trespassing, but that's fine. I'm just going to walk him here for now. They're going to just sit as 3 as the ransacking defense force. Once this becomes settled, we can look into disbanding. There's already a problem. Like I said, next turn we're going to have to dedicate instead like a guy to food to not go under. So it's like, yeah. So we can wait a bit for having that pop. Now this guy is going to just move to be ready to claim this with the horse. And this is probably even more important than this. The 3 stack for raiding is actually a pretty big deal early on to try to found an outpost under, especially when he can just go this direction, you know, unless this is the very end of the continent, which I know it's not because I've seen the map before, but I'm trying to act like I don't know. But it would be a pretty safe guess even if I didn't know. So I think my order is number 1 here. Get this whole border cohesion going. Number 2 here, get a second horse for the barns. Number 3, claim this contested territory. And then number 4 is this guy, probably, just to kind of fill in. Okay. Something to note now is I'm going to make one of these a city. This takes 6 turns to become a city. This takes 17. So probably what I'll do here is I will make this another city. I also notice I can build 2 cities. I take influence penalties for going over my city cap. So I only want to have 2 cities and I want to attach the rest as territories. And basically the way to think about that is because you have to attach stuff contiguously. I mean, that water is contiguous, which is why I can attach here to here. Oh yeah, you'll notice this is barely contiguous because of this little bit, so I can attach this too. And this would be a really big gain right now, but I think I want to wait and make this a city because, you know, this is a long time to wait, that 100, but this just happens to have 17 industry. So when I make this a city, it only takes 6 turns. So I'm probably going to make this my second city, and then I'll just attach Roriana to it. But anyway, right now, the nice thing is, I just got the calendar. I can get artisan quarters. So I can start getting my salt extractor done so that the outpost isn't wasting its time. Okay, I can just kind of do it. So now what's the cost in here? 90. It's a bit of a pretty penny, but I need to try to go for it because if I fail, then this is going to be cut off from my other stuff. I'll be able to attach it by going over this route, but it'll be effectively cut off because I don't have embarkation right now. And yeah, I really want to stop the Olmecs from taking this one. I want this to be mine. So what I'm going to do, I have to finish walking out so I'm not trespassing. And then I have to just look so that the second I get my 90 influence, I'm exactly in the spot I want to found. Yeah, that's what I need to do. And then you can take stuff down here, whatever. This is the bit I'll be able to hold, I think. So that's my goal. So this guy, well now the first stuff, like I said, I want to start by exploring all this territory. Because if I learn about other stuff I can extract, you know, that's just nice. And the nice thing is he gets supplied because this is now my territory. So I am going to heal up. So let's explore the far reaches as soon as this is done, which will take a while. But when it is, because the industry is so bad here. But when it is done, I can start building lead extractors now, which will be really nice. Okay, this guy. So I actually want to have him walk up and around here so that I'm ready to explore the rest of this stuff above ground in this territory. And he, I think, should just come... Yeah, come join him. Make a 4-stack. This is now an extremely powerful early game army. It's only the scout, but like... Oh, they haven't merged. Next turn they can merge. You know, 4 scouts, it'll be stronger than this is another guy. He's chilling. Actually, he's gonna... I'm gonna do it the other way around, I think. These guys are gonna go find the spot I want to colonize. He is gonna go explore, because he needs a heal break anyway. So I want them to be in my friendly territory. I can't see the little counter thing until I have the thing, which is kind of annoying. So we want somewhere with some good industry. So this would be a great place to put my Babylon, my science quarter, and then there's food all around. So like farmers, and the... Oh, never mind. This is in the lead territory. No. I don't know then. Probably just in the Scully again. Yep, so we're going to move the raider here, and we're going to hit this button that says regroup. They're just going to stand here until they heal to full. And then I will go back to threatening at the border here. Now science, we know it's domestication, easy peasy. Babylon's going to lose a pop this turn though, so we're going to go back like this. Oh, I'm actually going to pay for the farmer's quarter now is what I'm going to do. I have 37, I have 51, buy it out instantly. Because now that I've done that, I can work on the granary here. Well, Jesus, this is going to take a long time, though. Yeah, I really didn't think much about the gear situation here, huh? That consumption, I wonder if they hotfix the consumption to be rougher to stop the Neolithic abuse, because this is definitely... I can't really even fix it by disbanding a guy, because you'll see here, it's 19 consumption from 3 population, so that's like more than 6. So the guy by default doesn't feed himself, right? So the farmer quarter was actually not... I definitely should have led with the horse barn instead. Kind of fucked up. See, these are worth... 5 industry, 8. This is 8, but I want to build the... So the house is 3 food, but that's going to take too long. I need the granary first, so that the farmers are more efficient. I guess I'll just do this for a couple turns to get some buffer. I'll have to like ride the lightning, like constantly working towards a granary, but never enough to drop down the actual pop. It's going to be a bit of a balancing act. I don't think sparing a raider actually helps me in an appreciable way though, from how much that cost went up for the consumption. Attaching would help, but like I said, I really want to save that influence to claim here before the whole mess do. So I don't think it matters. People converting my religion. The Hittites have met me. Hello, Hittites. Please don't raid my shit.
Do something clever today. Sign this treaty.
Sure, because you're standing on top of my extractor right now.
Inclined to say yes.
So I'm happy. And plus the Hittites are a warlike culture, so I'm totally happy for them to not attack my guy here. And so that's the thing, I think the AI is offering me all these non-aggression pacts because I am, my military is so big. But I want to just keep these units alive, hang out, turn them into workers once the dust is settled, right? So, okay, so we... Oh yeah. So now I can also choose army composition, which is either professional soldiers, combat strength, or conscripts. Units are 20% cheaper to build. I might even do that before the codified, just because that's the attach outpost discount. But I might be spending my influence like making this new one and not attaching for a hot second. So, oh yeah. Also, this is only 40, but I want to do the 91 first again because it's more contested. Okay. So just thinking, I mean, this bad production and food. God, I picked a kind of shitty location for battle. I was really excited about the adjacency, like how good this astronomy house is going to be, but getting there is going to be a real pain in the ass. Although a lot of that is just, this is what I have to suffer to get Lake by Call. Like, there's not, you'll notice, good food kind of anywhere. Right, if I'd been even deeper here. Now, I could have had more gears to at least build the granary faster and then use the granary as my food stuff. But then I wouldn't have had a good place to start building farmers' quarters around the astronomy house. So it's kind of just a rough match. Once it's going, it'll be good, but getting there is going to be slow. Slow and painful. And I honestly do think they might have just, like, either hotfixed or Humankind difficulty makes it bigger, the food consumption. Because definitely the Neolithic turbocharged rush didn't usually encourage such a such a huge penalty in my experience. Okay, so let's have a think here. So this is a great spot for an astronomy house because astronomy house extracts both of those things, which means farmers' quarters here and here. But I want some buildings, so I think I'm going to put the city here. It's got a decent mix of food and gears, and then I can put farmer quarter here, astronomy house here. Yes, and they're already doing that. So you join them into another 4-stack. Terrors of the area here. You guys... Oh wait, did I mix up which one was... God damn it, this is the injured one. I should have done it the other way around, so that these guys are the ones to heal. I guess I'm going to just start doing some southward scouting here. Both learning the rest of my territory here that I'm going to claim, and just kind of like what's happening, just in general. And I'm still kind of ready to fight if I need to do something here. Okay, we've got an early plan, though. So he's idle. So he's kind of annoying. He's where he wants to be, and he's just waiting on the influence for this to be ready. Like, I think... The nice thing is this is ready, so I can use the calculator. 713 versus 13. So I'd rather have the extra gears knowing I'm going to be building this extractor, and then I'll be getting the food from the horse instantly. So the fact this has a little bit less food off the top is like... Well, though, there's another food science spot here. The the Terra Rossa. So maybe I actually should think more about, again, if I'm building that here, and I want farms here, I want the city, like, is there a spot nearer to that thing that still is comparable yields to these big ones I'm looking at? There's a 12-4. No, I think it does make this 13-6 win to 7-13, because that's just closer to building. I can do, like, farmer, astronomy house, you know? So let's go here. This guy's just going to go to sleep on station. Hopefully I remember to wake him up in time. There's nothing... Oh, no, there is. There's this sage deposit. It doesn't really help us, but it's something for this outpost to do. One thing I don't like about Humankind right now is that outposts can build extractors, but they give you warnings for idle cities, but not idle outposts with something to do. So you see here, Gomeza. Building its artisan's quarter. And Azha has nothing to build, but maybe we'll find something. Oh no, it is some build. It's building the salt, though. And Almaz doesn't exist yet, so it can't build anything. It's just becoming an outpost. The Olmecs are demanding Almaz, but I'm going to refuse them because I have like 8 units in the area. And if he tries to declare war off of that, I'll get a huge spike in war desire because we just signed non-aggression. So because of that, he let it go. He can no longer use that grievance. He does get an instant plus 15 because I refused him and he just withdrew it. But it will decay. So the difference is if you've got an outstanding demand, like give Almaz, and your opponent doesn't, then that gives you ongoing war support for having it up. But I just kind of said no. I can't... Okay, so this is annoying. I can't stop this guy now because I'm on non-aggression pact. I can't stop him if he tries to quickly found here. So maybe I will change my plan around because this is the closer one to him, but I don't see a scout of his here. I see a scout of his here. Now, it'd be kind of stupid of him to put a territory here. It'll be so hard for him to defend it, but he is still here right now with a guy. So I think I am going to just get this going, the cheaper outpost, knowing full well that, what's it? That it's setting me back potentially for taking this. I just don't know if he's got a guy ready to claim this, and he's got a guy right here. So, bird hands, 2 bush. It also means getting the second horse faster, which will be a really big deal for food, because food's a big problem right now. So, let's just think. So, 13, 6. Yeah, this is the one. Boop. Get out my face, buddy. You can't ransack it, because we have non-aggression that you had your idea. Now, the problem is that's going to make, I think, this even more expensive. Yeah, it's 100 now. So I think... Now, what did I say? I was thinking... This is probably the right spot. Maybe this even touches a bit more gears and stuff. So this one means I can only have to do 1 farmer's quarter. Which is actually kind of a big deal that I only needed 1 farmer's quarter to be able to, like, reach this one. I think putting the city in this part is the best. So now they're going to idle. Unfortunately not heal while they're doing it. But I just want to be ready to slam it. Okay, now these guys. Okay, I can go get the 5 gold for hunting that deer. Now if we go to Babylon. So now our goal is to, like, switch now to build the granary faster so that these guys are more efficient. But you just need to get that safety little buffer there. There. Slowly building artisan's quarter. Okay. So, the way the religion works, the faith is coming off of it as population. You need to have worshippers. So the 3 followers of my state religion is just because there's only 3 people in Babylon. And as I get when I get 16 followers, I'll be able to choose a religious tenet, which will be really nice. So that's what we're waiting for here. A religious tenet. Oh, man. I just saw the corner of my eye. I got a robocall. I muted my phone specifically for the stream. Because I am a genius. Okay, let's just get this guy up here. Hello, Hittites. We can't fight each other. You can claim here, and then I'll be sad if you take it too. But that's the price I paid for not losing this to the Olmecs. And that's a nice thing too. To not lose things to Olmecs. Ooh. So this has marble, which is 2 industry per workers per marble. So that would have been, it's like here, I'm getting 6 per head. I'd get 8 per head. Big deal. This marble would be nice. I mean, I have too many other border things I want to shore up first, but this is like on the list. For now, let's just get ready to ransack the sanctuary next turn. It's only going to give gold now, not food, but I'll take a bit of gold. Yeah, I mean, that will help me buy my way out of this production hole that I'm in. Oh, these guys can. Hey. Hey. It doesn't matter we're standing on the river because I can, yeah, in the actual tech nav I can like do this. Alright. Yes, he can make it. Oh, wait. No, I wanted him here. Damn it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. One is going to be on the equal ground and one won't. Well, actually, that's right. Deers don't get high ground, I think. Either that or this isn't enough to count as high ground. It's one of those two. Point is, this guy's going to get skronked. Okay? Absolutely skronked. And that means another 5 more gold. Very much chump change, but if it can make the difference in Babylon, I mean, I really got to get my food industry stable, and then I can disband a couple more guys and get benefit for it, and then it's like good stuff. In fact, actually, this guy is probably going to go get ready to disband. Shortly, when I've got the granary, the guy who disbands can go on food and like handle himself, you know? I may as well leave him to be ready to claim in this area. I don't know how I just walked across the river without penalty there. That was weird. New grievance.
Listen very carefully. I have a...
So they did try to do the thing they shouldn't do. They went for it. So, crisis. I demand this territory, Mr. Nubian.
That land belongs to my
And I
people.
refuse your demand. So you see, now I'm going to get War Desire every turn because I'm asking for my Tsar. They got a bigger jump for the refuse demands, but I'm going to have +3 ongoing for having more demands. Now I'm also going to, and this is the real reason why I didn't worry about this plan, because I didn't do non-aggression with the fucking Nubians. That was on purpose. So we're going to do it like this. And then he's got a rear attack and 1 ally next to him. He doesn't have a good one yet, so he's going to just send. He doesn't. He's got the river crossing, right? So he's going to defend too. You know, he's not going to attack. He's just going to move to give this full health guy a rear attack. Boop. And then next turn I'll be able to start ransacking this outpost so it won't actually convert to a real outpost. And he will have learned the error of his ways. Here's the demands of the stuff I already handled. Keepers of the Creed! The different sects. They believe in a gender binary. It was 5000 BCE. Can't hold it against them. So you see we can either go on the tradition axis or the progress axis. Now you have to go into here to see what those do. But this gives you percentage of science. This gives you more faith. I want science. I'm a Babylonian. So Anyone can lead the religion. Thank you for asking. Now we want to change these. The sage, it's only stability, really not important. In Humankind, this, I can build this extractor. And then, I was going to say up prioritize it in the queue, but it doesn't have a normal queue hue, like when you're building a normal thing. Oh, here it is. So, okay, for a city, I wouldn't have to cancel this artisan quarter to be able to actually start a new thing. But I guess it's different for outposts, apparently. I'm going to just lose this progress I had. Because I want to build this horse ranch. And I can spend money to do it. It's not worth it yet. I don't need the horses for units. But as soon as I can get the horse, the thing where I get +5 per horse on Babylon, then I will pay to finish. Now the nice thing is if I start building it, each turn the industry I put into it will cheapen the cost to buy out the rest of it. Like, he's got another ... but that's just him saying like, I'm so mad. Also note, with the hunting and those scouts, I'm already on 4 of 9 on my militarist star. It's pretty cool. This will finish in turn. I don't know what this guy's doing with his life. I guess just kind of screening to, if he sees a yellow scout, to just stand in the way. And, hey, this guy too. Okay, but I guess with the non-aggression pact, they don't have that zone of control that you normally have. I wasn't actually sure. Oh, I turn off these tile yields now. They look ugly, and I handled the short-term need. I'm gonna go here and get some money. 22 money, a bit more significant than just killing a deer. So I'm not claiming this till I get the 100 for this. That's gonna be a hot second. I think he's got the time to just try to join that other group. Okay. Now I definitely want carpentry, because gears on the forest will help instantly, and then I can build a maker's quarter here and get even more. Babylon really needs my help getting out of the ditch, so let's help it. Okay. Oh yeah, claim here, man. I don't... That border San Lorenzo, please. I'd love that. Okay, so now Almanaz is finished. I can start making my lead extractor. 20 turns, but again, I can spend it once I actually want this lead. 2 science per researchers. Right now I'm not doing much researchers, but once I get going, I really will. Anyway, these guys, they are injured, which is a bit sad, but we're gonna go here. 7 turns. It won't convert into a proper outpost. Then I'll get 43 gold. They are demanding I pay money. I'm going to refuse that demand. We've just learned I'm stronger than you, so. Now, actually, having said that, I think this guy should actually move up and support, be the 4th stack up here. It's going to be a bit of a trek, but that's where the action is, I think. These guys are a lot more just faffing about. In fact, I might actually send a 2nd reinforcement up and just keep this as a... I'm 1 influence away from doing this next turn. Tragic. I'll be at 99. Maybe I can get 1 influence somehow. Yeah, so these guys, they're just kind of like scouting. I think I might actually send 1 down and send the other 2 kind of more centrally, ready to reinforce up here. Maybe I'll triangle it. 1 down, 1 up, so we've got 6 on this border. 1 up, so we'll have 5. No, this is the border with more stuff. They should have more. So yeah, we're going to send 1 scout down to do scouty thing. Oh, I guess they actually all stick together until they break off here, huh? Or no, because I want to be able to explore this once he incorporates it into his territory. You see the dotted lines means he's got an outpost here, but hasn't attached it yet to a city. So let's actually take one scout to explore this while he has the chance. Then he'll go south. These 2 scouts are going to join the pilgrimage back up to the Nubians because they're the ones who seem a bit less content with the situation. The Olmecs, I mean, they're going to influence my stuff. If we look, this is my territory, but the Olmecs influence it. What that means is if I go to war with the Olmecs, I'll take a penalty every turn because these guys are culturally Olmec. It's still my city. I still build things. I still get the yields like normally. Culturally, they affiliate themselves with the Olmecs, right? So, if I go to war with the Olmecs, they'll be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're Olmecs. Like, no, you're not. You're Babylonians. Like, well, we pay taxes to the Babylonian government. But Olmecs. Right? At least my religion is a bit more better because that's not affected by the culture bombs. In fact, I'm converting his. So, because of that, he's usually a little okay with not doing warmongering because he's trying to do soft power. Get benefits that way. So, I don't think I need as much military as I need here. Well, it looks like he's not. He is trying to push this one and not just comfortable going backwards. So this guy, go into here whilst you can before he attaches and kicks you out. And just see what's up. This guy, he's kind of just the 5th man reinforcing. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take out all the injured guys here. Get them healing now. Oh, note also there's this button. If he was in friendly territory, I could just pay gold to heal him instantly. But that is obviously a sucker's deal right now. So I'm going to make this 3 stack. And we're going to get them into friendly territory to heal sooner. He is going to just walk backwards to be ready to hang out with him. I'll do it as a 3 and a 2 stack. Oh, this guy's got one more move. Let's go here. See that Prestes. I can't ransack it because of non-aggression, but that's fine. I'm going to get Agrarian too before anything else because of Neolithic abuse. So now the new Civic is actually a little interesting for once. Normally, like I said, you pretty much always pick Codified here. Because, like, let's imagine I wanted to. Like, it's only 30. It's very cheap. Like, imagine 12 more food instantly into Babylon. It's making 6 from farmers, 11 from district. It's almost like doubles the food. Like, attaching this stuff would be so good. But the way my borders are, I'm trying to really get situated early on. So I have a bit of time before it matters. And all my opponents get benefits to strength flat. So I think I'm going to take professional soldiers to balance that out a little bit. And then I'll go for the attach one next. And then I'll start doing my attachment when I get my next civic. Because I'm making influence. This is based on your influence. And I'm making a decent chunk of influence because I have the natural right and 2 wonders. So you guys walk down here. I might just keep them here. This is like the little juncture point so that they can't walk around this lake and into this territory. Because again, these guys are just sitting around for now and keeping the Olmecs under control. So let's go up. So there's the Olmec. Now I'm almost certain non-aggression means no ransacking. Yeah, aggressive actions. So tragically, I cannot ransack this, but if I get in before he attaches it, I can still see what's going on down here, and that's nice too. Order my armies to complete their movements. Everyone who's got stuff queued. Next turn they confound, and then my blood pressure goes down a bit. Quick outpost check, because the game doesn't do it. Horse ranch. Oh, they finished! I've got the salt. So we go to Babylon now. Yeah, +5 from luxury resources. Babylon's got that sweet, sweet salt. You'll love to see it. So actually, I think this is a good time to spend the money, finish the granary. Yeah, it's going to make a big difference. So let's do it. Yep. And now we're going to start on the animal barns. Because once they're done, I'll just buy out horses here and here, whatever they're left. An instant 10 more food for Babylon. And then we can finally do the astronomy house thing I was excited for. So now you see the food actually comes at a pretty decent clip if we put guys on it. I might actually switch now. Now that the food is a little bit stable thanks to the salt, I might, like, bounce to an industry quarter. Which I guess means I didn't need the granary because I'm only using one farmer. I maybe should have, like, kept it partially, bought out an industry district. I don't know. It's weird. Kang converted. All the territories have base names, so you can keep them straight as you attach them to cities and stuff. If you're wondering, like, what's called Kang here, this is just a little rock. That's what Kang is. So Kang, work on your horsey. Thank you. Yeah, so actually, looking at Babylon here, if I build Lumberyard, I get an instant... So is it, what is it? Woodland and Forest. I get an instant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 industry. Oh, anyway, let me... Very first thing. Secured. Hey, Olmex.
What do you
I
desire?
refuse your demands. Yeah, I kind of figured you were a paper tiger, buddy. We have the C's. He's aggressive. He's mad because I keep refusing. I forgot to look at this stuff for all the guys. I'm sorry. It doesn't... So he has cheaper cultural wonders. Influence on Commons quarters come up really late. This is a pretty shitty strength, TBH. And he's a hipster. He likes to be ideologically different. He's traitorous, extrovert, vindictive. I guess knowing he's traitorous is important, because that does mean this non-aggression pact is worth a little less. But it still gives him the mechanical penalty, you know, if he's willing to do it. It still means I'll get a big hunk of war desire right off the bat, because he's a dirty, dirty traitor. I spy with my little eye something beginning with military star. But let's first... Oh, here we go. He's got a little curiosity. He hasn't done yet. So I got carcasses for 15 gold. Oh, and I found the Danakil Desert. Over there. But I have to go across the water to incorporate it. Yeah, I'm not going to be founding that anytime soon. I have to just get this settled. That's my mission. But next turn I'll be able to attach stuff, and that will be really nice. This... Kang only has 6 industry. Wow, I maybe should have done Kang a higher industry and less food, thinking more about the attachment. I could attach this 17er with the hope that I attach... This might actually be what I do. Attach this, it's an ocean connection, but, you know, all of this will eventually be Babylon when I finish attaching, and that will be fine. And then, like, make a new city. What's this one going to be? Can I not see the Rigel Cantarius? That's going to have decent... That can be the one to make the second city, and that can attach, like, this guy. I can attach this guy. That's probably what I'm going to do. Which unfortunately means I want codified laws now, then. So maybe I messed up, but... Also, when the first attach is 30, 20% off of 30 is not a big deal, right? I'm not losing a ton of influence. This guy is going to just move peacefully through because we have non-aggression, so we're allowed to. Get ready to come help up here in case they try to do something. Oh, hey, there's a deer. Now, unfortunately, this is going to injure me, but it's going to injure me so little. It doesn't stop the... Actually, I don't know if it stops the ransack or not. I don't think it stops the ransack as long as I stay on this tile. So remember, I had 5 turns of progress.
Come over here.
So he's the healthier attacker, so he's going to attack first. So we want to put this guy here, because then he gets the biggest attack right off the bat. It's 19. And then he'll go next. So that's going to stop the icon, but I believe if I Yeah, it's still got my 2 turns of progress kept. Yep. So if it moves me off the tile on a retreat or something, I'll lose the progress, but I can hit and then... And that's going to help me. I'm now only 4 away from military. These guys are moving up. Now for techs, I want to start thinking now... The thing about... Wow, I have so much banked... I could just finish city defense, because I have so much like overkill amount of science left after the tech I got. So let's think a bit more. I kind of needed those first 3 right off the bat. Masonry lets you use forced labor, or you can use pops to finish a building quickly. Pottery workshop, very nice. +2 on main plaza. And when it says main plaza, each outpost creates a main plaza. So if I'm attaching outposts to my cities, I'm still getting 1 main plaza per territory. Then stoneworks, which helps on mountains and rocky fields, and you got bronze. City defense, that's the one, like I said, if stuff gets hairy fast, I'll want to build palisades. It also lets me build warriors who can just beat up scouts. They're just stronger. If I go to bronze working, I get the ability to get copper. I can do forges, which gives me industry for the copper that I control. Like the horses, that's 5. Everywhere in my empire, I build a forge because I'll have copper everywhere in my empire. And then I can get my emblematic, which now you can see the way the fights have been going with my 13 base scouts with all these modifiers. Getting to this is a really big deal if the war with Brown gets really hot. Now I suspect it's gonna... I'll get to one to choose when the war starts. That he's gonna let my grievance sit. I'm gonna ransack. It's gonna be the end of it. That's my suspicion. I think I've got the time here, but well, maybe I'm wrong. Wheel gives you roads. That's really good as you get bigger empires because it means stuff with movement costs between goes away. It's all 1. You can also build chariots if you get 2 copper and a horse. Now, I don't think I have a second copper right now. I will need to find one or trade for it. I have 2. Yeah. Yellow will have a copper, and I might trade with yellow. I might be willing to go really peaceful with yellow once the whole situation is sort of stable. And then he could give me that. Otherwise, I would only have 1, so I wouldn't be able to build that off the bat. That guy. So writing, I'm looking at writing because the laws, when you get this, you get a free civic point just for finishing writing, which is kind of cute. But it doesn't help me in any other way. I mean, science for researchers from House of Scribes will be good when I start doing the Babylon thing, but you've seen right now, I just need to get my city self-sufficient. Food on river and stability. Food on harbor, food on river. And I can build harbors. Ooh, 5 food. Oh, I think this is a bug where you just see the Naust is the a Norwegian one, the Norwegian harbor. I think it's a bug that makes it appear. Harbors aren't normally that good. But a harbor would be a fantastic way to feed Babylon. I think I gotta go bronze working first, though, because the copper gives me the industry I really need. And if the war starts, I don't want to be caught completely flat-footed. These guys will be a huge deal for the war if it happens. So let's get the city defense ready so I'm not completely caught out, and then get around to fishing. Because I can just finish this off the bat. So you see this went from 4 to 5 because that was counting the banked science, but I just used that to finish city defense for free. But also means I'm, closer to the first science star. So I could just move the complete units, but also this looks like more gold and another military star to me. So he stopped me from getting a flank this time. Good for you, buddy. So this is too deep, but this is going to be a, 22 to 8. Poor dear. And the best part is, now that I've taken this intermediate territory, I'll even heal on the walk home. Or not the walk home, the walk up to the Nubians in case they try to really push this. And then here we've got... I'm hoping that I can kind of just be strong enough that I go them to fighting each other for territory. Now, it's a shame Mercury is really nice. You get stability for Mercury. And, I mean, you always get stability. You get plus 2% science, which is really good later in the game. But what are you going to do? That's right, he just had that grievance. Sacred grounds. So someone else has already built a holy site for their religion. We can infer it's not anyone near me because Babylonian polytheism is just absolutely stomping shit. Just from our base plus 10 faith that we're making. Just because we're expanding so much. So hooray. Soon we'll get to have a religion. The religion benefits are almost too powerful, I think. They're really nice. New grievance.
I'm listening.
He attacked me at Mizar. Well, I think I want to demand this, but first let's see the... Okay, a lot of stuff just happened. So let's first watch, let's do this battle. So he's coming at me with one guy. We're all injured, which is a shame. But I'm going to definitely defend it because sometimes someone does the animation like they're dying for no reason. I don't know why. Let's all stay on this side of the river for now. No, I want to have one guy on the river, actually, to get for myself. So he got one good trade to start. Good for him. But now this guy can move here. And then we're going to rotate up like this. He's going to be getting the good flank. Yeah, I'm glad I took professional armies now. Even 3v1, because of his benefits, it's still going to be like a little close. He's river crossing. So yeah, this turn, I only want to do that one attack. If you hit end round, everybody else defends, which is a nice feature. So now he's going to move here. Oh wait, shit, this is still technically a river crossing, isn't it? This rear attack? I'm dumb. So now there's no way for my healthiest guy to get a non-river crossing attack. So I think I'm going to just have to have him set up for the slightly weaker one.
All together.
What are you going to do? It's still a rear attack enough that defends him so that I can get this kill so he doesn't get a kill on my last guy. But, yeah, we really do need a healing break. If he can get somebody else here in the 4 turns left. I'm starting to get a point you could, like, just kill us one by one. So this guy's... The reinforcement here's really got to haul his butt. I might start, actually, here. What I'm going to do... I'm going to take a bit of a risk here. We're going to switch the ransack to one guy. And we're going to have the other 2 guys run out and heal. I just think if we had another guy really ready to go in the next couple of turns, they would have gone right then. So I think I can get away with this. But anyway, he had a demand. Oh, I had one. Yes. Give me money.
Too far this time.
So now you see,
Right.
I'll get even more ongoing war support. So I'm probably going to do a war with him kind of early. I'll have a lot of support. Now, unfortunately, I noticed, yeah, he downgraded to tolerate skirmishes. So I think the Olmecs are kind of smelling blood in the water with all my action up against Brown here. And they want to piece the pie too. Well, I just want to hit this one particular guy who's running through their stuff. Who, yes, I am going to just fucking exeunt now. Goodbye. See, now it took my whole turn to move because he was doing a zone of control on me. So he might just attack me next turn. And then it's 14-15 because he gets the AI get just their huge strength buff for being Humankind difficulty. Well, that's fine. Maybe it looks like I should have just done the Hittites. But I promise the Babylon stuff is going to get going soon-ish, right? And then it will be nice. And I am glad I'm doing Brown's working right now, though. And now I can do an attachment this turn. So like I said, I think I'm going to do the kind of the weird angle thing, because this is building a horse ranch. I'm getting something for this outpost existing. This is building a horse ranch. This is building lead extractor. This is becoming an outpost. This guy has 17 industry and can't do anything. So even though it's kind of a weird angle, and I don't have codified laws, watch what happens when I do this. I go from 323 to 840. Oof, look how much faster. And now I've got another slot where I can put a worker. So I can speed along the lumberyard even more. That will help a lot. And I notice it's 130 for that. I definitely want to codify my laws before attaching anything else to anything else. But the first one you can kind of just get away with. Okay, these guys. Now, does the Olmecs breaking the treaty mean that these guys... I think it means now these are going to split. So this is... So I've got, what, 4 guys up here. I've got 5 guys. Oh, this 6th guy is here too. Yeah, well, 6 and 6. Fine. I'm almost tempted to walk in and raid this now that he turned off non-aggression. But I don't want to poke the bear here necessarily. I kind of want the Olmecs to live at peace for a hot second here while I get this figured out. Because notice, the Olmecs, I got a little bit because they broke our treaty, the +10. But that's going to start decaying down. Whereas these guys, it's going to be up to 100, almost near. Because I want a factory trader grievance, and I'm going to get 3 a turn. So this is the war I really want to do. Especially because looking at the fame, the Nubians are actually winning and I'm in 2nd place, right? So if I can, like, really decisively take them down, it really sets me apart from the pack, too. Which means that I'm quite willing to diffuse tensions with these guys here. Now, I wonder if I should trade luxuries with them. Let them buy my salt and see if that takes their temperature down a bit. And I mean, 2 industry per workers I could use right now. So let's see if they're willing to trade luxuries.
Things change. Even leaders ask.
So that doesn't inherently make them like me more, but it means that once they start doing a trade, they'll be like, they'll think, well, I'll lose my access to my salt if this war starts. Yeah, gemstones, money per market quarter, I don't have those, but marble. I'm too poor. If I can afford it, though, it might be nice. In the meantime, I think these guys actually just sit right here, and they're just ready to respond to the Olmecs. Oh, these guys don't need to be on watch anymore. Put them, like, here? Yeah, I think I want to get them uphill anyway. Well, because someone could attack from down there, too. I think, like, this is the spot. Right here. Ready to handle an attack here if the Hittites try something. Because the Hittites are a warrior culture, right? I guess I need to look at the personality of Purple, though. She's traitorous.
In every sense of the word.
But she's cool-headed. She's hateful. +5 food on Farmer's Quarter is insane, by the way. +2 combat strength, I'm lacking it. I don't know of any stuff they want. But they have non-aggression. I mean, they're traitorous, so it doesn't help too much, but... I think I've probably seen more of the map than a lot of people right now. I don't think I want to trade the... Yeah, let's just rest these guys. New grievance.
Greetings. You have need
They're
of me?
attacking me. Okay, yeah, this was the guy who was like stuck in the... Nope, you're stronger. I am retreating, buddy. So I think I'm going to not push the grievance against the Olmecs yet. Once I get the war machine going and I could make my emblematic unit down here as well, then sure. But right now this is an example of where I could hit this button, turn this grievance into a demand, get that ongoing war support like with Brown, but I don't want to. He's got a lot of war support for me. His is going down. Yeah. He's sullen, because I'm much more powerful than him, because he just sent his scouts to die one by one. Now, having said that, what I might do is try to kill this guy to lower his war support if something happens. Because this is just kind of a free guy to hit. He'll run away. So now here's what I can do. So he gave me a demand. So now I'm going to take his attack to me. I'm going to demand this one. And then we can... Oh, I can't propose the defusal because I did the trade too recently. I thought I could propose the defusal here. That we just abandon our demands. But we can't. That was my whole point here. Well... Do I risk hitting refuse? I'm going to risk it. Oh, let's bluff. Okay. He didn't want to go to war for it. That's good. And I'll leave this on the table so that later, if he gets mad for another reason, I can leave it for a defusal. The risky part, generally speaking, is pitching it. Because it gives him the opportunity to hit refuse, and then The darkest depths, miners and their kin are afraid. Ancient traditions are strong. There was no ordinary bear that attacked the hunting party, but a monstrous creature. So I can dismiss, investigate, dismiss, force labor, plus 14 industry. That's a lot of industry. I almost don't need to read the other stuff. Investigate, stability. Guess what? My city stability is... I mean, now it's going down to 65. You'll notice that when I took the minus 20 from that territory that I attached. So now I'm no longer in that special bonus event zone. I'm in the normal, and I'm going to go down to 65. But that's still, you know, it's not below 30. Then Patriotic is cheaper land units for 10 turns, but I'm a bit before. I want to get copper, get forges for better industry, and then I want to start building my accent voice. Sabu Sakasti. I don't know how to do that, critic. I'm a dumb American. So I'm definitely just going to do forced labor. I mean, if you look at Babylon, it's making 46 a turn. That extra 14 is a pretty big chunk, and that minus stability, I can eat it 55 for... I can still build a couple districts. 2 more districts, I'm at 35. I wait for forced labor. No problem. And also, that was the more scientific choice. So if we go to my civics, you'll see I'm already at the plus 5% science on city or outpost. I've now also gone to plus 2 influence on territory, because I'm more liberty versus authority. So that lowered my stability, but that influence is nice. 32 a turn. Okay, yes. So let's get these reinforcements through. Yeah, let's give these guys another turn to rest, and then I might start like tagging in one, tag out another. Also, it's only 3 turns, and then if that's over, and then I can just place my outpost here right away once I've cleared it out. Let me quick remind myself of my situation here. So he is... Wait, when it says stronger, is that saying he's stronger or I'm stronger? He's stronger than me because he's a pushover compared to me, and I'm much more powerful than him. So this guy's apparently stronger than me, which is kind of scary because I got a lot of units. So I really do... I mean, the good news is I did correctly not go for fishing, which ended up being the right move the way things played out. So hooray for me. Outpost check, because again, the UI won't warn you. Well, that's right, the one idle outpost I had is now Babylon. So Babylon's kind of weird now its border is. I will quick note kind of how the territories work. So see, this is the city of Babylon. There's my little farmers. Everyone's going about their day. And then this is the other city center. So now this is that main plaza. If we turn on the tile yields, we see it's making 2 influence, 5, 5, 1, 1. I'm sorry, this is an administrative center, not a main plaza. I stand corrected. Yeah, we can make another turn, I think, before any Nubians come. Hey, Sleet Star. Yay! New grievance.
Greetings from me and my people.
So this guy's going to be attacking my same guy who's retreating, but he didn't have enough time to retreat fast enough, so I can't. So I must confirm the battle. Now the nice thing is, I can just stand on this high ground and there's no way to get to it. So like, I'm not convinced he can actually beat me here. Right? Yeah. So I retreated, but it let me retreat to a spot where the terrain was more beneficial, and then he should have noticed that. Remember? I was like, oh, well, the microgeography is not good for this fight. He did not respect me like I respected that mammoth, and as a result, his guy with veterancy, his unit with experience, is just dead. Okay, I want to get this guy into friendly territory as soon as humanly possible. Could get a little outpost here. I don't know. I need to think of the next thing to do with influence. But first off, let me just pop into this guy. Now, at this point, when I've got one demand cooking, I'm going to just make them all. If he was going to go to war
one chance to save your
for it,
stinking skin.
he would have done that already, I think.
You want to end me? Take a shot.
I don't want to initiate the fight yet. I just want to kind of keep the bench warm. And then you guys... I wanted you, like, up here, right? Yeah. I don't know where I had them walking before, but this is the kind of spot I want to be. So I'm, like, ready to go handle stuff down here or over here. Yeah, we're just gonna sleep right here. Okay, so let's... transfer. And rest another turn. And bring in the next guy. At least off a fight. No, I'm gonna do the full Monty here. Just a couple turns of healing so that I can win a fight against a single guy the same way I won it last time. Oh, it stopped the ransack when I transferred in. Good thing I noticed that, or I would have lost all that progress. Walk him here, and now he's going to start healing. Only one more kill away to military 1. It's pretty funny if you're not even started a war yet. Didn't I get a new... Yes, you're the new outpost. Yes, so you should start working on getting me another salt deposit. Right now, luxuries have no stacking penalties. I'll just get more stability and food for salt. Even though I've got salt, there's no, like, problem there. So what I noticed here is that the lumberyard, I can't complete it 2 turns no matter what I do. Right? So now, I may as well put these guys onto food, because they'll still be 2 turns, but now I'm also going to get more pop to be more workers. So this is what the food system is supposed to look like. I took a few turns getting there, because Babylon was very tactically chosen for Lake Baikal and converting and didn't. Yeah. The Olmecs now feel differently about me.
I didn't think I could test you
Hate-filled.
anymore. I was wrong.
But our strength is comparable now. Because I dinged his veteran off. Alright, I am going to, a little bit cheekily, pop this guy and then go to my land and heal. Oh shit, he's right there. He can't make it to me in a turn though. I have time. Now should I... No. If he wants to take an outpost here, I'll just fight him. He broke our non-aggression. I can do the normal raider thing anyway. Okay, we've learned from last time. I can do this as long as I, Actually, why didn't I just have this full health guy go mess up a deer? Oh, I can just integrate him. Okay, there we go. I'll have a full health guy there to hit the deer, but I'll have the whole stack. Here we go. I just must remember to, you know, update the, continue the ransack after.
No fear.
is such a slow playthrough. It's really funny. No, just one. Woo. Now we must remember.
No fear.
Stop that. Claim a new one. Oh, that's right. I meant to do that last turn. Like, so what's my next influential thing? I think it's making this outpost. I don't want to attach I don't want to attach anything new until I can codify my laws anyway. So, and for some reason, my influence like, oh, it's because I'm strained. That's why I get fewer civics points because my average stability went way down on Babylon. So that is a problem with the stability loss that I'm doing, but it is what it is. Now, should these guys sit back for the? No, six is enough. I want to be ready for the Nubians if they bring a proper army. I know they're much weaker than me, but even so, I do want to, like, win the war, too, right? So. Sex successful. The Nubians accepted my demands.
So be it.
Now that he doesn't have the...
Your demands.
The Olmecs are forbidden new trade. The Olmecs are really posturing now, like they want to do something. So he, air quotes, acceded to my demand now, because it's currently pointless, right? Because he doesn't have an outpost here. So let's get this on lockdown. Oh, this question, I never talked about the question marks. It's a strategic resource. I don't know what it is. I think that means it's iron if I know about it already. Ooh, 617. That's pretty good. Yeah, especially because now, since Babylon was bad, but it means I've got, like, the granary. I'm going to be getting I got the barns. Going to be getting horses as a priority. I'm already kind of setting myself up to know what to do about marginal food if I've got the gears to build it. So I'm going to just pick this exact same spot. And now my guys are healing. Wow, he has a 4-stack here. Wow, he has a real army. What the fuck? That's not good. But now I don't have any ongoing demands anymore because I took this thing. And I just saw that he already has like a real-ass army with warriors and spears and Tasseti archers. So what if, having whooped his butt, I do peace? Oh, it says I don't remember refusing that. Oh, which animals are good for killing rats? Ferrets or cats? Well, we want the science one, so we're doing ferrets. That's all that matters. Okay, if he fights me with his real army, I'm actually way in trouble. Oh, this instantly became an outpost because I did it on the ruins of the one he was building. It's like a weird niche thing. So I already have Mizar able to start getting me silk or incense. Incense is flat money. I don't want stuff that scales with districts early because I'm not building many. Okay. So if I make a copper extractor above animal barns now, because my food got a little better, then after I have it, I can start making these guys in case he tries to push something. That's 22 strength, but he'll get the Guardian bonus fighting for Babylon itself. So if he tries to, like, fuck up Babylon, I'll have that as an option. And my borders are closed, so he has to formally declare war to get in. I said that he did just get a shitload of grievances, so he's close to being able to declare war.
You? What do you want?
What do you want? Yeah, I've got some stress on both fronts here, that's for sure. He downgraded the trading too, so... Alright, well I gotta just get the military squared away. And then I've got all the territorial stuff that I needed. early on. So now I think I want to take this territory. Now the problem is I don't want to take it really with this guy. Because he'll die. So I think I need to march these guys in here. Next turn I will claim this territory because it's got that nice stuff that I want. This guy, I just need to keep him alive. And if that means that those people down there claim it this very next turn, I just have to deal with it. Otherwise I'll claim this, then I'll claim this, and I've got a nice area, and then I just need to keep it. Now, thinking about making a new city quick. What was the one with the good industry? It was... No? Oh, that's right, it was the one that I just attached. So now, unfortunately, I've got nowhere that can make a city in any amount of time. So actually, this, I might make a new city that starts down here. Oh, but then it's kind of blocked up from the top by this attachment, though. I'd have to, like, unattach it and get weird. I might just have to do the long, long wait in one of these guys, then. I could make this all Babylon, but then the stability becomes a big problem. So that's why I don't want to do that. Yeah, maybe these guys will finish their... They're just, when I get enough influence that I want to start making this a city, I'll buy out whatever's left for the salt and then just start that process. It's a long time, but turns pass eventually. Okay. Now, I want military, military, military. That's all that matters now until stuff calms down a bit. So organized warfare. Barracks makes it cheaper to make units. Reinforcements, so you can like have 2 stacks and they can help each other out. Battering rams if I do an offensive war. Now the chariots. I don't have 2 copper in the short term, so we're going to organize warfare. Okay. Now until I attach this, he's not trespassing, but I think it still is an act of... Oh, but we tolerate skirmishes. Yeah, and that's right, this is the guy I can't declare new stuff with right now. I already looked it up. Alright. He's walking backwards, and I don't know why, but I'm very grateful. So now I don't have... So now it's actually switched, where the Nubians were really, really hot, but we're both going to trend down because this was the thing I wanted, was Mizar, and I have it. Whereas the Olmecs are the ones that I'm 100 and I'm going to stay 100 forever. So now maybe I want to fortify this border, not do the war. I just saw he's got at least 1 professional looking stack. And then the Olmecs are the ones I'm going to go to war with. That's looking more likely. Like this is the war and this is the defense. Those are kind of good because of this river too. If I build a garrison like here, it controls a lot of movement. He has to like come down here and then, you know, get stuck on the river and stuff like that. But more importantly, we finally have enough worshippers of our religion that we can get our first religious tenet. And we were the first one. Tenets are unique to religions. So, eschewing gluttony. 5 money per territories. Well, I could use some money, and I could buy out units with it. 5 science per territories. I'm not that interested. This is normally a really, really good one to kickstart science, but in this case, I already know what to do to kickstart science. I just need to get enough time to build my Babylonian astronomy houses and stuff. I just haven't because stuff's been so hot. Stability. I'm not really building districts. Now I need to get military going. Influence. Very good. You know, it pushes out stuff, lets you collect, like attach your outposts more and get ready. Abstain from intoxicants, industry on holy sites. So this whole bottom row is for holy sites. And you can make your holy sites really, really strong. I don't have the time for this. Like, the religion game is really fun and cool. Getting holy sites that stack up powerfully is really good. I think I'm probably going to be spending a lot of industry on building some of these guys, right? So, I don't think I want a holy site tenant for my first one. I think I want a top level one. So I think I'm going to actually eschew gluttony. Just make some money to buy out some stuff. Normally, I almost always say smite unbelievers is the one you want. Because, I mean, influence per territory is really, really powerful, right? You need influence to attach stuff and all that good stuff. But I think just as an immediate material concern, increasing my religions, or my money, just helps me make sure that I don't get, like, steamrolled by superior production by my opponents here. So I'm making 25 gold. I'm going to now eschew gluttony. And now I make 35. So I just made 10 more gold because I've got 2 attached territories under my religion. And now as I get the influence to do more attaching, I'll also make money each time. So you see why I normally pick the influence one, the Smite Unbelievers. Because that gives me more influence to attach more territories, which means I have another attached territory, which means more influence. You know, it's another one of those Matthew effect snowballs. But in this case, I just will want these little supercharges, and the 10 gold a turn now helps right now, right? Now, having said that, that gives me an incentive to attach more than to, you know, found. But I'm still 8 turns from codifying my laws, and I want to just get a nice juicy outpost Aruni here. Because then, once I've got all these, you know, this one, who's going to found this when it's completely surrounded by Babylon, right? That's just not going to be the thing you want to do in your life. Now, the problem here is, it's only 70, which is nice. These are some really, I mean, I guess the thing is, if I pick a 220, it's like I said, I've been forced to get good foodie technologies. I'll use this gears to build, you know, the animal barns right away and get the advantage of my horses and stuff. Yeah, I'm doing it right here. I understand that you're mad, but
Despite your good intentions,
we've already kind of
you accept
established
so
you're not in it to win it right this second, so. This guy, just keep him, like, here so he doesn't get ambushed. I want this little, you know, we'll just rest him up. Okay, these guys are healing now. I'm just going to leave him here, I think, straight up. A 4-stack to just hope he doesn't bring his big army back. Hopefully there's just something happening on his other border I don't even know about, that is I'm more concerned. Okay, so now Babylon has the copper. Babylon is not letting me click it for some reason. There we go. Okay, so let's get the forge done. That's only 5 gears, I guess, actually. That's not as big a deal looking at it now. These guys still take food. I think I have a little bit more. I mean, worst come to worst, he can ransack this outpost. I'll have 7 whole turns to deal with it. So I think I can not instantly start churning out the Sabus. I think I can give it a bit of time. Now, I might want to build a garrison here. Now, because suppose the Olmecs go to war with me right now, I might want to already have a garrison, because you can spawn units from a garrison. But let me just get the food snowball going, because I'm so close already now. This can go in 1 turn. We're going to spend the 38 here to finish this horse ranch. Okay? And now having done that, I'm going to spend the 279 to get the animal barns. Now, let's look at our options. If we do one of these, we can get 10 here, but 9 here is probably better because this is the spot. Remember that this is really good. 5-7. Well, I want science, but I think I want industry more right now. And this is only gives me 5. And this also gives me another slot for... Okay. And then next turn, Babylon will be getting more food from this horse ranch. This is on very, very slow lead. Okay. Which one are you doing? You're doing the incense, that's right. And also note, I'll be able to ascend relatively soon here. I need one more tech, one more district, and 120 more money. Now, I haven't built a single astronomy house yet, and that was the whole... I really don't want to. But if I get in an emergency, then something you can do is switch to some of the military cultures. You know, will often give you a legacy trait that helps right away. And it's also just you get that ability to raise those militias, you know? So we're going to send one guy to explore this doohickey. Now, should I go pick on this guy? No, because I have to go... I can't go around without going through his territory, so I'll just never catch up to him. And if he goes here, I'm not even trying to mess with that at this point. Yep. I don't even think I want to scout it. Until he's kind of well and clear. I'll scout it in a bit, but right now I just want to, again... I'm waiting, like right here. If he starts a war, then his borders become open, right? And I can kind of just sprint right down towards him. So yeah, we're just going to stay on high alert for a second. Get things moving. But now Babylon is finally a pretty nice city. The Olmecs have demanded right of Tarius. No. Not starting a war for it. Thank you. So things are very hot, but he will decay and I will keep mine because I'm holding those grievances where he attacked me. Ooh, an independent people. That's probably right here because I left it open. So independent people are like, they spawn in empty spots. They make these little mercenary armies. Kassites these are. A little stronger than my scouts, but a 4-stack of scouts with good tactics can still beat them. But, yeah. So I kept this little air gap. But an independent people is a lot better than having an enemy civ take it, right? You can either destroy the city from the independent people and it instantly becomes yours, or you can patronize them with influence or gold, and over time they'll join you. I need to see their city to do that. Now this stack does have the freedom to go. They're not tremendously far away from the Olmecs if stuff happens. And they do that. It also helps that unlike the, I already forget who these guys are playing.
Are you here to
Unlike the
gloat,
Nubians.
or for other reasons?
Unlike the Nubians, these guys are not directly touching my capital. They're touching... This is now part of my capital, but all they can do is hold this little thing, not the actual city center. Religious rights. Now I have a new civic where I can either make it 10% cheaper to build those stone circles, which you saw they were expensive, so that's a big deal. Or the procession action where you can spend money for stability. That's a pretty good action. But we're still, like I said, we want to codify our laws first thing and then get some attachment, make our cities better. Yeah, it feels like these guys are a little wasted here, but it's like, I saw that big stack just then from the Nubians, right? I don't want to play games. That 6 stack. I might get a couple guys up here so I see if they're coming through that pass. Yep, you guys can wait right here. Okay, Babylon itself. So now it's on 31 food, 73 industry. Now that's 31 food with all those workers. So that's not nothing. Okay, let's sneak it in here. So if I need to convert cultures, you know. Put this worker on. I'm going to leave that. If I do the city growth, and by default, it'll, when it's like allocating workers, it'll do them. So let's put it the astronomy house 2 turns. I abandoned the food, but this is going to give me food, so that's fine. And let's just get that done. Sorry, my nose is super itchy right now. I don't know why. I think I might have allergies. I'm trying to get an allergy test, but it's annoying to find a doctor. American healthcare system, not great for those who are not in the loop. Oh, this has been this is what I was talking about, that inefficiency. I finished this horse a couple turns ago, but it never warned me, so I forgot to build that sage. This one now just finished building, so I can get an extractor. Now this is the 2 industry per worker. This is the percentage industry. This is better for now. The obsidian will be better later. Stone's better. Marble's better right now. So let's get some marble extractors going. This is the one that's full. We're just waiting to attach it when the laws codify. And this is already building its artisan. Excellent. Things have calmed down a little, at least. How do the Nubians feel about me?
I've watched you humiliate my people for too long.
So he's hate-filled because now he's starting to recognize that our strength isn't as skewed. I just got a lot of early dings on him. So yeah, I need to keep the 6-stack. I need to fortify kind of both ends. I'm not going to start an offensive war with either the Olmecs or the Nubians until I've got forces on both ends. Then I'll start an offensive war. The offensive war is then more likely to be the Olmecs, because this is going to stay at 100 war support forever. Whereas the Nubians are both going to start slowly going down. I'm not going to declare alliance, though, because he is by far the farthest away player. So I'd much rather go to war with them if they give me another reason to. But if they don't, then the offensive war might have to be the Olmecs first. I can also surprise war, but now that you understand the war system, like now you understand what war support is, having seen it go up and down. The trader badge means that your opponents get more war support when they beat you. So it's harder to win the war if you're a trader unless you always win, right? It's like, you know, I was going to try and make a point, but I lost it. Because I saw this event. So this is the rainfall event. It can put a really like minus 15 food if the flood comes, you're not ready. So we're gonna just build the most expensive deck. We got the money. Well, at least the forced labor is over in 3 turns. We'll lose the industry, but we used it to really get the city going, and then we'll have a bit more stability as an option. Because actually, we're going to almost kiss the bottom of the stability charts, honestly. It's going to get really close. I think it's going to come down to 1 luxury, actually. So let's get these guys scouting the north here. Oh. I found volunteers. Hey, it's an actual warrior and not just a scout. Hell yeah. Oh, this is that. Oh no, this is a new one. No.
Despite your good intentions, to accept so little.
He's gonna keep asking for it. This is kind of a weird bug where when they demand Rigel Cantarius, which is the, I think, this one, and then I refuse it, he can like keep asking like every turn. It's kind of an enormous pain in the ass. I don't know what governs when he does or doesn't. But again, OpenDev, fresh new system. I already forget where the hell this guy was walking. Where was this guy walking? Oh, that's right. We're gonna go check in on those independent people. At least see where their capital is and stuff. We're inferring that they're here because of that group. We don't actually know for sure, but where else could they kind of gotten to there? You know, we kind of have a stranglehold over this stuff. Random note, I never got to it before. The expansion star is only if you're attached. That's why we don't have the expansion star, even though you notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 holdings here. And technically 8, because this is a 2-territory town. So it's only got 1 shield, but, you know, we've incorporated this land as well. Yeah, see, so he's going to keep being like, hey.
Greetings.
And I'm going to keep saying no. He's probably not going to push a war, because he didn't want to push a war last turn. You know? But I can keep asking. So let's find out what our thing is here. Carcasses, 15 gold, sure. So, now I want to show off. Click out of this regiment. Okay. Showing me a house is very pretty. That's what I wanted to. And the nice thing is that adjacency, that +3 per adjacent farmer's quarter, like that isn't like a one-time thing. So if I build a new farmer's quarter adjacent in the classical era, when I can't build new houses, I'll still get +3 science for building farmer's quarters here, here, or here. Or here, but I don't want to build a farmer quarter here, because then I won't be able to work these geysers anymore. Okay. Yeah, I can afford these attachments. I'm going to wait for the codified laws. It'll be a pretty big discount. Let's get... Let's get the garrison. Let's start... I want to start doing military now, but here's what I'm doing. Notice garrisons, because they're military, unlike the other stuff, which had to be built near stuff, I can build it wherever I want. I don't know why on earth it's recommending here. That's a stupid place. So let's get my garrison here ready, so that if either war gets hot, at least I can get units here quickly. I don't need to build them up in Babylon and walk them down, right? So now we're going to say, okay, if I go to war with yellow, well, this is a border to manage. Where's a good spot for the garrison? Well, we can see there's this little mountain pass here. So a garrison here controls a lot of space, because if he walks here, they're in my zone of control. If they walks here, he's in my zone of control. The garrison here, though, also good for that same reason. And there's like the low ground that they touch here. So I think I'm going to do it right here. So we're going to get this garrison building now. Now, if I can keep it at 2 turns and put dudes on food, I will. But then when it stops, it stops. And the food's going to be important because you'll notice every unit's going to take a pop, right? So that's why we need to build up our pop to make them into units. This guy found the curiosity. And now I'm going to start walking him to the garrison, because that will be a fortified area, right? So this guy I'm leaving on the idle. Now, this makes it a little hard to respond if, you know, the Hittites go for this. But it's good. And actually, I wonder, have I learned about anything the Hittites have? Tea. Percent food? That's kind of nice. I think I'm going to try to get the Hittites to trade with me, just because if I know the Hittites aren't going to try anything, I can be a bit more lax about this defense. If they're coming, if the Olmecs are coming and they're coming from here, I can intercept relatively quickly from here. It's the left flank coming down that is a big problem. So let's see if the Hittites feel like trading. Oh, I never explained, very important, I don't lose the salt that I trade away when they take it. They just also get access to it for a cost. I lose the ability to offer that access to somebody else, but I don't lose it for myself.
Things change, even leaders and empires. I have a proposal.
Mercury, lead, and tea. But I actually want tea first, and I ultimately want the science stuff, because right now, I'm not putting workers on here.
So very unexpected.
I'm too poor. I can afford the lead. So maybe if I start putting workers on research, which now it does give me a food. Where does it say? The astronomy house is... Okay, yeah, so it doesn't show up in the thing down here, but you can see I get the extra food yield if I put a worker on science. Once I get to a spot where I'm good at putting people on science, I'll also take that +2 per science and trade for it. Right now, there's no point. Okay, these guys. So this would be another great spot for a garrison from a defense perspective. But the garrison is just not nearly so important for the unit spawning perspective, so we're starting like this. So should I try to fight these mercenaries? The Kassites. That 22 charge is a big deal when my guys are only 15, because the charge also gives them bonus damage. So I think I'm going to back up, merge into a 4. I think I'm going to try to not start the fight. If they don't want it, I won't take it. If they want it, then 4 versus 2 means I might be able to just outsmart them with tactics, but that charger is just such a huge base that it's no joke. So I just got a shitload of stars there. That's actually... Oh, okay, he was wandering to start setting up one. So if I had killed him, he wouldn't have founded it. I didn't realize. So now the Kassites, once they become a city, I can interact with them. Until then, I could kill them and try to work this outpost. But anyway, a lot of stuff just happened. I kind of just reflexively right-clicked out of it because I can look at these in the fame stream. But you see we got agrarian, scientist, and merchant. So we could now ascend. Now, unfortunately, there's one thing we can't pick because I don't see where it's going to say it. The Nubians have now become the Marians. Notice we're right at the top. We just got a big influx of fame there from all that stuff. Let's go ahead and say no to this for another turn.
Despite
As
your
is the
good
ritual
intentions,
between our
to
peoples.
accept so little would tarnish my glorious name.
And also, we just got so much religious... Like, we're just such a huge religious powerhouse from our polytheism. It's actually pretty insane. And I guess it's just because I've spread so wide. And I had that food. So I can already get a level 2 tenant. So undertake pilgrimage. Influence on holy sites. Industry per state religion follower on capital. So what that means is it's not how many are in the capital. It's as many followers as there are everywhere. That's how much industry I get on my capital. And 5 faith. And 1 more holy site. I think they all get 5 faith. Science per state religion follower. Snowball. Money for state religion follower. Stability. Food. Now this is kind of busted. So raise monuments is kind of busted, and here's why. So he says 5 stability per state religion follower on capital. I have 33 followers, right? Now I think that only counts the one in properly incorporated territories. I'm not certain. The point is, though, once I take that, Babylon will essentially have infinite stability. And then I can just attach all this stuff to Babylon, because the whole balancing act of managing multiple cities doesn't really matter if your capital just has infinite stability, right? And given that I'm plunging down now to the bottom, now forced labor is going to end in a turn, so I'll be just barely at 35, right? But, like, that's it until I get some more sources. Now, I can research the fountain. That gives me 15, but that's still not much, right? So I think I'm going to just take the stability one, make Babylon infinitely stable, and then I can kind of just attach all of this stuff, make Babylon like a mega city. And then that whole fact that none of these are good candidates to turn into cities, you know, like I was talking about, I can just ignore that and just say it's all Babylon, baby. Just make a second city when I capture one or something. That tenant is kind of busted, and I think I might have to... Although, the garrison's going to give me 5 stability right now. I want to build some other garrisons. I might just not do raised monuments, because I always take raised monuments, because I think it's a little busted. I might just do reject luxury for the same, just being ready for the war aspect of it. Yeah, I don't want to... Because, so my last game I played, I had raised monuments, and I just made a big mega capital. And so I didn't show off the stability system at all. I just ignored it and made everything the capital. I would rather pay attention to that system, even if this is a little worse. And it's still going to be pretty good to have all these extra gears for the whole tensions I'm talking about here. I forgot to get the count before, but you'll notice now we're going to finish the garrison in 1 turn. The sad thing is I want to be more stable so I can finally get the civic to get the, you know, what's it? The attachment, and then I can start attaching and getting some more material benefits in the expansion star and all that good stuff. I kind of passed on it in the short term because that +1 did help. I don't really regret it per se. So now this is when we start deciding if we're going to transition or not, right? Well, the first thing I notice, one big annoyance, once you can transcend and don't want to, you've got to right-click that every time you want to look at this screen. We definitely want to wait at least 1 turn for the aesthete star, because that's going to be a silver star, 184. I'm going to get in 1 turn. That's like a gimme. 4 more districts. The garrisons will be nice. Other than that, my stability is going to be a problem for most districts now that I didn't choose raise monuments. Money go up as I start attaching territories that follow my religion because of issue gluttony. But not majorly. 9 more fight. That's super unlikely unless the war starts really soon and knocks and drags. Expansionist. Now, as soon as I get codified laws, I'm probably going to just get here. Attaching 3 more territories? Yeah, sure. I'll attach 3 more territories. Although I guess now that I didn't raise monuments, even the stability to attach is kind of rough. I really need to work on the stability. Playing the game honestly feels so bad. But I already abused the Neolithic enough. I probably can't also abuse them. But also, my science is really going to start kicking into high gear. Like, technically I need 4 more. But you see these are like 2 turns, 2 turns. I think I want to go for, obviously, aesthete. I think I want to go for the scientist star. I think I'm going to try to get districts mostly to get to builder 2. Silver builder, silver aesthete, silver scientist. See if that gives me enough stability. I can get expansionist or builder. But let me look, because if there's a culture I really, really, really want, then I might need to take it just to get it secured soon. So we've got the Axomites. They get money for ongoing trade. I'm not trading at all. There are people who really want this. I am far too tense. Their unit, I don't know if I've got iron. I have a couple of unknown strategics that I hope are iron, but I don't know. Okay, Socratic method. So going Greeks. Now the benefit of this is that I can trade with purple for the lead. Have my own lead soon. I'll get a bit of food, at least 1 food for everyone I put on researchers. You know, that's pretty nice. And the Amphitheron's pretty nice. Greeks would be fine. But I wouldn't need to rush them. Greeks would be a fine place to go into, but I don't need them as soon. The hoplites now would be kind of nice, because they only need 1 copper. I could try to, like, rush my tech to hoplites and build mostly them and not even skip my Babylonian unit entirely, just get hoplites. Carthaginians, buyouts are half cost. That's insanely strong. The Kothons, my coastal access is kind of mixed. I'm not really a big coastal power. I'm kind of trying to maintain my inland thing. War elephants, if I find 1 more copper. They're big. They're elephants. Stronger when attacking weaker units. Good to rush. The Celts. Food on districts producing food. That's, you know, really nice, except I don't have many farmers markets right now. I just have the 1. But, I mean, this also makes my astronomy house make food, which is cute. Nematon. Food per pop. So Nematon is another snowballing, so it's really strong. The more pop you have, the more food you get. The more pop you get, the more food you get, etc. And you get some faith to boot. And we've seen I really want my religion to succeed. I've already got it a tier 2 tenet. And my religion's doing great. The Goths. Pillage strength from... I think ransacking... They need to change it. Another one. The whole community kind of agrees. I think they're going to go for it. Ransacking always takes 7 turns right now. It doesn't go any faster with ransacking strength. So, like... Can you imagine? This isn't a... The Victor OpenDev only you get to play for 150 turns. 7 turns of that for 1 ransack. Like... Nimble Pillages seems really bad to me. Influence. It's hard to find buildings for influence, so that's nice about Tumulus, but it's like, no. And then the cavalry, I would need 2. And their bonus is for ransacking. Now, the Huns might be worth considering here. Because the Huns upgrade your outposts into Ordus. And an Ordu is a special little unit that, you have to read the Hunnic Horde to get it. So the Hunnic Horde is another nomad. So like in the ancient era, you can fight to get food, or you can ransack for food and multiply. You can shoot twice. It only has 1 horse. And importantly, you know how you have those outposts, and I was saying they're kind of idle? Like I got an outpost, it builds its 1 extractor, can't do anything. Your outposts can make Hunnic Hordes. But having said that, all of my outposts have really, really terrible industry. We've learned this. We've looked at them for making them cities. So that's probably not a good option. If they had better industry, though, it'd be really strong. Industry and district producing industry. That's kind of nice. I've got the 1 Maker's Quarter, I think. The Kuna would let me really, really get my work going. But again, the problem with being a builder is I don't have a great source of stability right now. I mean, the builder affinity gives me those 2 free turns to figure it out, but that's still... Cyrus the Shadow. So that's nice to make more cities, right? And that's a way to do with stability. I can make a bunch of smaller cities that only have 1 or 2 territories each. I don't think I'm quite that... I mean, I have so many places that are like bad on gears. I really only want to make 1 more city and try to go about 50-50 attachments. The Romans. A unit slot on each army. This is... It used to be better. Now that reinforcements... Once I researched Standing Army, which I just finished... I can like have a fight happen and just walk other people in to reinforce. So the unit slot is more of like an upkeep thing. It's like a small money thing. Now the Triumphal Arch means if I go to war and succeed, my victorious city will gain stability. Victorious is a buff you get for like 10 turns. So what I'm noticing is there isn't a lot of good shit for me. I really think the Greeks, maybe the Celts, are where I want to go. But I'm in no particular rush either until I start actually putting people on science. So I think I'm going to stay as the Babylonians for a while, ride it out. I have my Neolithic trait too, but hope that I can get the Greeks. Okay. So let's go do circle back for some cheaper stuff because I want to get the gold science star. And plus, finishing things with forced labor might end up being necessary if shit gets hairy. Okay. Who's idle? Who's idle? Am I going to try to pick a fight with the Kassites? It's 57 to 38. If I fight them, the ground is like this. Can I go here and make sure I've got the high ground? So remind me later. Yeah, I think the terrain here helps a lot for going to war with the Kassites. I'm going to try this. Because then I can get rid of their thing in my territory here. I want my veteran in front to do the attacking. So this guy is going to start moving here to get us a flank for next turn. Oh shit, he stood on his flag. So you see here, this is a reinforced point. He has to move off of this to be able to let his archer spawn. Okay? So what that means is the fact that he's forced to move, but he's going to be in our zones of control, might be kind of helpful for us here. So we're going to get our veteran here. He's going to go... Oh, he can go all the way over here. Oh, I see, because this guy's kind of like covering for him. But I want to hold the high ground so he doesn't get up on it. This guy, though, I think will walk here. So next turn we'll have a good rear attack. Now, this is going to be a hard one. I think no one's going to attack now. Because even the high ground trade is a bad trade. So we're all going to just defend. But we're kind of starting to contain him and then get this guy to start running around the back. Oh. Okay, I was wrong about the... He just had the archer hiding. That was just his flag, not a spawn point. So the archers do 11 free damage, but they're weak in close combat, and this guy is going to come. The biggest thing is just making sure we fuck up the awful car. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... So if this guy gets on the river here... So you see, he's got close combat vulnerability, so it'll be even. But I think what's going to happen... So he moves here, and then he's going to also pop down to the archers. Because now he's got an even hit. And this is a little bit off, but we're still just going to be able to beat him with our hit point pools 2-to-1 here. And now this guy is going to similarly just soften up the archer. Oh wait, he should have gone first even though he's damaged because he's not river crossing. Just what I'm thinking. It's fine. Rude. And he went down that hill. Okay, so this guy is way too injured to actually fight, so I'm going to just walk him here, and he's just going to give me the rear attack on this chariot. Just to make sure the chariot dies. Oh, this is high ground. Yeah, just fuck. So you'll notice that looking at our health bars, even though we had like 2 to 4, the fact that he was a higher tech unit really did make a problem for us. See what I kill. But we succeeded, and now hopefully next turn we can go ransack the Kassites here and just stop it from forming at all. Now where is that for? I still need 7 more. Pretty unlikely unless a war starts very soon. So there we go. Oh. Wonders. So wonders are interesting. I will describe them in a second. First off, before I forget, So now these guys are in the garrison here. So if they get in a fight, you see they're going to have fortification because it's a garrison. Now, until I research wall technologies, it's a very small amount of like little tiny walls. But it's still, until they break it, which they need siege engines to break it, I'll just get a big combat advantage. Now if they want to attack me, they can't walk here. Or this guy's going to start a fight that's going to be really good for me. Because the unit who's standing in here will get a huge bonus. So now I'll need to go around. And so now you see I might attach and build more garrisons here and here, etc. So the Celts and the Archimedean Persians have been chosen. But you'll notice that I'm winning. So these guys have chosen cultures. You can see Brown got to become Marian. We saw him pick it last turn. But I still have more culture than him. Or more fame, rather. Culture is this one. Because I just got a gold star for one of mine, the Gold Agrarian, which was worth more. And I'm going to kind of sit... Now, I mean, if I look at my influence, maybe even gold influence is not insane. I think I'm going to go for at least silver of these two and then assess from there if anything else is worth it. So let's go here. I want to touch that curiosity, but I would lose the... So this is only 3 turns to ransack. I'm hoping that means it stops at building, too, and there just won't be Kassites. I will just stop the Kassites from existing. Then heal these guys. But now the pressure's off a little bit, because if San Lorenzo suddenly declares a war, see, Babylon, I can click this to make it my spawn point, and then I can just poop out guys over here. And that will be very nice. Now, let's get a barracks, because I haven't needed it yet. The 5% off to form units. Oh! The flood came, so I get 15 food for 10 turns because I built a big enough dike. We didn't die, and it fertilized stuff. Excellent. So now you'll notice, by the way, Astronomy House became an option to build again. But I can't build it here. It's 1 per territory. I can build the Astronomy House here. Now, I believe I had a particular spot I was thinking of for the Astronomy House. Oh, not show hex, show the yields. Yeah, and that was the spot, because this will let me extract this 4. Also, I was thinking about doing it here, but then I put the city here instead. Now, doing this, the bad news is I'll go down to 35, my stability will be right at the edge. But let's definitely get this done now, because I won't be able to build this once I stop being Babylonian. Here is better, but I can't make it. I want to build it soon. Let's get the house done. 2 turns. Okay. And again, this is because now I've got the pressure down a little bit for wars. Because Brown does seem to be more inclined back to their area. So that something's happening back here. And yellow now, I can rush units here. I've got a garrison, so the fight here is good. I've gotten through my immediate biggest vulnerability phase. Now I'm still vulnerable, but I can at least spend my food and do the forced labored stuff if I need to. I have some money. I gotta rush out. You know. I think the plan is to do this astronomy house, and then I'm going to get the barracks that units are cheaper, and then I'll probably start making some units. Because I can't put it off too much longer, or he will notice. But I can put it off the amount I'm putting it off right now. These guys, I could go fuck up this random scout, but I want to stop these Kassites from being created. Now, if he immediately tries to found an outpost, we don't have a problem. In fact, actually, let's get these guys out of the garrison for now and be ready in case he tries to make a play like as soon as I clear the Kassites, he does a territory and my guys are injured. I probably should have left 1 guy in case he tries to walk out here, but I just don't think he's going to try right now. Now, techs. We did establish that harbors would be kind of nice in that area. I think I actually want to get the fountain ready, though, so I can rush out some stability if I need some new districts later. And it just costs 1. I'm probably not going to build a harbor until I build a fountain, so that's how I think about it. But I'm also just kind of rushing everything in. This is a bug. So notice it says he reached the ancient era with Phoenicians. You're like, why the hell are you, like, you're in the ancient era already? So when you do that transcendence thing, he technically reached classical with the Phoenicians, but since they're an ancient era culture, it's going to say ancient. And in particular, there's one AI, I haven't met him yet, but now I suspect it's orange, who will not... He'll keep the same culture all game. He'll always transcend. It's like an AI bias you can give your AIs. So that seems to be what that guy's doing. Yeah. So that's nice, because that's one more person who's not pressuring stuff that I want. The Olmecs are going to be Carthaginians next turn. So the good news is we see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who've claimed cultures, and a 6th who transcended and kept his. So there's just fewer people who are contesting my Greeks. Now the bad news is purple is coming up there. I think I'm just going to have to say, worst come to worst, transcending as Babylon for one era isn't terrible. I'm making a lot of fame right now. I want to keep making that fame, I think. I mean, at least until I can 2 more techs, 1 more districts. Now, at this point, aesthete gold is easily on the table. That's just a few turns. You know, these are some big numbers we're talking about here. Oh, he moved this way. I think I'm going to just go drive him off again. Why not, buddy? I'm going to move here, so if he starts a war based on this, I'm a little bit closer to him. He's probably just going to retreat and then give me a grievance that I will refuse, and he'll be like, okay. So that kept it up. If it wasn't already 100, it would now be 100. But it is just still 100. Okay. So now we can see we've got our... Well, that's the garrison. Our little pretty... Turn off the yields. Pretty little astronomy house up here, too. Now, I think I'm going to try to wait 3 turns... Get that discount for attach 3 things. Well, attaching 3 things might take my stability over them, honestly. So I might just give up. I mean, the expansion star is only a bronze star here, right? So, okay, Babylon. Food on the river we don't care about. Influence main plaza, this is normally really good. Influence is just hard to come by. 2 is a good number. I think I've got more pressing concerns right now. I think I am just getting the barracks done. Just be cheaper to make units. I need to make units at some point soon here. And then maybe the fountain, and then maybe look for a good new district. But we're going to need a barracks. We know it. So let's just get it done. So I can feel a little bit better about how I'm slow rolling my... And still not making an army, even though I've kind of got 2 people at high war desire. I think that the barracks will be nice in that regard. Now, this does give me the free civic point. But at this... Well, I mean, I need 2 more for science, right? So, fishing is cheap, but let's say I do 1 more that's not fishing. It could be the wheel, but I don't have the copper for chariots. The roads are kind of cute, but no, I'm just going to do writing. Get my free civic point. I mean, I'm going to get the... Actually, no, because I'm going to, in 3 turns, get it for legitimacy. And then, like, I don't want to build districts for a while, so no. I think we do just get the cute little wheel to go between our places. I mean, writing also gives you market quarters for money, food markets, and then House of Scribes. I mean, science per researchers I will want. I've been meaning to do it kind of this whole time, but it's, as you've seen, never been a great idea. Although actually now, to get to the new era sooner, I wonder if I pull... So I can't pull off industry. I can pull off a food, though, I think, at this point, actually. Yeah, you see here, this is still going to be 2 turns if I keep just 1 guy. So actually, what I think I'm going to do... Go to my friend Purple.
Whoever you are.
That's a very rude thing to say about somebody. Can I have your lead now, please? For 115. So now that's the way the trader it works, is the trader's going to walk from here to here, and people can actually pillage them. Now in this case, because it's going just between our borders, I think it'll be okay. Mercury is % science, that's not good yet. Food per saffron on Farmer's Quarter, or just % food. I think I just want %. That's 203. I think 203 is too... I think I need to save a bit of a background to buy a unit if I need it. But let's get the lead now. And then do this. And now that I'm doing that, I switch back to wanting writing. Because now I can kind of start doing, with the food markets, food per researchers. I'm still getting 2 food for each of my researchers because of the 2 houses. And then now you see I'm just getting towards text faster. I really hope I can get the Greeks. We have the Huns. Now, it's also worth noting, this is probably the last era where I'm going to be the big slow guy here. I had the big tempo loss, and then I wanted to keep it. But pretty soon, I'll just be doing more successfully. That's the theory, than everybody else. And, like, I'll just have the option to transcend before anyone, and I'll get to pick any medieval culture I want. That's the theory. For now, I'm going to have a pretty slim list, but, oh no, someone did. Damn Hittites, they just took my Greeks. Okay. I'll have to figure something out then. Whatever, I don't regret it. 278 fame is coming from this. One more district, 100, yeah. No, I cannot be made to feel bad about missing Greeks here. Let's kill this guy. He can't retreat now because he retreated last time. I have the high grounds. So the flags haven't come up yet. So if I stand on this flag, then he has 2 turns to like take it, or like till the end of the combat to take it back, or it counts as a defeat for him automatically. In this case, I'm not taking that flag. Why not? Because that's low ground and he'll just beat me over the head. I need to like walk my guys slowly around. So I actually kind of fucked up my deployment. I forgot this wasn't like attackable. I want to just defend. Now because of the defense, it's like a stalemate. He doesn't want to go for it yet. So this is probably going to be a multi-turn combat. So it'll be cool you can see those. Because I'm going to end and defend. He'll probably do it too. So I'm only going to walk onto the flag and risk this low ground problem. Now that he is here, and that next turn I can turn it into being up high with him. He's -1 from status. I don't know what that means, but I'll take an equal trade here since he's about to attack down on my injured guy. Equal trade becomes good then. Now this guy, if I look at his attack up, yeah, 1519, no thank you. And right. Oh, but yeah, but I stood on the flag, so because I took the flag at the end, I didn't hold it for 3 rounds on the low ground, and they took it on the last. It counts as a victory for me, and he has to retreat again. And these guys have just killed the Axomites, or the Kassites, were they? Now I want to found my outpost on their ruins, because it makes it go up faster. And then next turn I will just go beat this guy, because we're going to even get the healing. Start getting... It's nice to see these ones. I said they were worse luxuries because they're only 5 stability. You can still see that 5 stability on all my cities. That's still going to be pretty nice. When you look at how all Babylon is doing. I'm almost about to get writing in 1 turn, and that will make the attachments a turn faster. There we go, and stuff kind of worked out, so the barracks. So I'm going to finish the barracks, get a pop, and get the new tech in 1 turn. You stole my Greeks. But I also was the first one to discover writing, so that gave me some fame. So you can see, oh no, I lost it. I have an enormous fame lead, even though I'm the last one to become classical. And it's only going to get bigger, because now I'm going to get Silver Science, Silver Builder. And then I'm going to go. Now, because I got my free civic point, it is finally time to codify my stupid laws. And now we can look for good attachments to do. Now the problem is, as soon as I attach, Babylon's going to be unstable. So I'll need to like instantly build a a fountain pretty quick here. I'll have 3 turns because you can only go down 5 a turn, remember. So, thinking about where I want to attach. Well, Kang has an advantage in that Kang isn't doing anything, right? So you see if I attach E-Kill, this just becomes something Babylon has to finish. Same for Gomesa, same for Royal Cantarius, same for Almaz. Oh, I just realized I could just spend some gold to finish some of these and not get my stability that way. I should have thought about that. I should have finished this lead probably a little sooner. Because as soon as I put people on science, I should have finished this lead probably. So let's attach the idle outpost, I think. Or let's make sure there's a good spot to build. Because this is like, I want to build my, my astronomy house while there's a chance. Assuming that I do change cultures. I might just transcend. I did say it was boring though, so I'll probably try to not to. Assuming I take a new culture, I need to build it now. So where has the location that I'm going to attach? Yeah, so this is the spot we were looking at. This is an insanely good spot for the astronomy house. This place has... This is a okay one, but it's in the little crook. Oh, it's got a horse on it. Never mind, so it's bad. This one's okay, but this attachment would be wild. I want to make a new city over here. Here has not a single tile with science yield. Okay, yeah, so this is the best. So here's what we're going to do. We're attaching this. We're unstable now, but we got that surge of pop because a lot of people were living there already. So now Babylon is a 13 population city all of a sudden. And I didn't track it, but my gold should have gone up because I forgot to talk about wonders, and I promised I would. Sorry. There's a lot. There's a lot in this game, but that's what this video is about. It's a sprawling journey because you can't play the Victor OpenDev by the time you're watching this, but at least you can watch it while we're waiting for the game to come out. Alright. So, Babylon, you see, is going to become uprising in 4 turns or whatever. And I'm going to make it worse by building the astronomy house. And we want the astronomy house over here, which is actually an enormous problem because I can't get to there yet. I need to build 2 districts to get... Or no, I just need to extract this tile. I don't need to be there. So I need to build 1. And then I need to... and that's going to put me minus 20 more in the hole. But I can do a fountain. So I'm probably going to have to buy out with population a bit here to make this work properly, I think. So let's get this farmer market. Let's lose a pop for it. I'm going to be getting a lot of pop from this move, so I don't mind losing a bit. And I've already secured my agrarian 3. So one thing about buyout with population, it's strong, but it also hurts you. So remember, when you spend something with gold, it doesn't take away your project to merchant star. You still get the gold, right? But agrarian is different because you actually are destroying this population. So if you don't already have an agrarian star, you do lose progress towards your agrarian star. And like for my agrarian star in the next era, I will lose progress from this buyout. But to get the timing to work out, I just want to get it done this way, I think. Well, let me actually make sure, because now the nice thing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, is there anyone who is left without taking a culture? Because the Phoenicians are 7. Oh, that's right, there's only 8 people, yeah. So 6 cultures were taken, and the Phoenicians transcended. So, no, I just know this is the list. It's never getting smaller. So let me actually stop and think. Axumite. I have 1 trade now. The Great Obelisk would be kind of nice as an Axumite. I will have a lot of territories under my influence, religiously. Maybe get some of this, get some Shodelai. The Goths, like I said, this seem bad. I think the Maya, though, the fact that they just give me industry instantly is pretty nice. I also have to figure out a stability solution for them. Now, the Roman Arch will be nice when I actually win a war, but who knows, you know, that timing. I think I'll probably become Mayan. Yeah, let's do this. Let's buy out with pop. That got me the Builder Star, so now I'm just waiting for science, because that's also my bonusy 226, because I'm a scientist. Man, you can see that the fact I'm transitioning to Maya, I really, really would have benefited from that that busted tenant, the tier 2, the like I'm making. I have to go to my city to see how much money I'm making from the religion. I'm making 15 a turn for my religion. That's not chump change, but imagine this being 100% forever. That's probably better than 15 gold a turn. So, I am kind of suffering for that choice, but you know that was the way your cookie crumbled. So here we go. This is the really good astronomy house. And if I put guys like this... Oh, it's still 2 turns no matter what. Does that mean I can do like this though? Okay. We're gonna build that one legit. Because fishing's gonna take... Actually, I might just do wheel now then, because I mean, I might just go for gold science, I guess. I'm really gonna start flying now on science. And like, at this point, since I can go Maya whenever I want, since I already have to get the fewest things to pick from, let me actually just start with fishing. No, because I'm not going to be building a harbor for a long-ass time. I already wasted the overflow into fishing thinking about it, because once I did it. But the wheels will like passively start building roads, and that's good, because building stuff is going to be busy for a hot second. Okay, so these guys, I want to hunt them down. Or actually, these guys can just hunt them down, right? Yeah. So meet him from the high ground. And then he can't retreat, because he already lost a battle since I took his flag. We're going to both stand on the high ground this time.
Will do.
Yeah, so we can only get the flank as a low ground flank, which cancels itself out. We're going to just take this equal attack because it's a, what's it? Because we've got more hit points in the fight total, so equal trades are fine. And we're going to move him so he doesn't get the high ground attack on me. And then turn 3, I'll just move him back, move a new guy in that slot and hit him to keep the damage as evenly distributed as possible, right? So, because they all heal when they're in friendly territory, so this is just a little more efficient. I have to delete some files for storage. This is 34 gigabytes on the clock just for this ancient one. That's a funny bug. That damage preview is just floating off in space. So these guys are now free to explore this. 6 more military. Yeah, science, silver, and then we'll look at science gold, because that also means merchant. And since I can pick Maya whenever I want now, anyway, it's like maybe the way to go. Now, for stability's sake, I really do need to start thinking about a new city soon. Oh, you know what? Let's finish this lead now, like I was saying. Because, Babylon's got 6 people on science now, so that's really good. In fact, actually, stability is a problem, too. Let's buy out this lead right now with money instead of pop. And then the Greeks are going to buy that, too. Get me some more money. I'm trading a decent amount with the Greeks now. I could try to go the Axumites just for the Grecian trade. I might think about it. And now that is going to get me some grace here, where I'm going to go down to 15, and then this takes me to 30, and then I'll do a garrison. And I'll like be barely on the precipice there. But also I've got a couple other luxuries coming down the pipe that I can buy if I need them. It's the turn when I get to declining to 30. So 2 turns from now is when I look at that. I might just start this now because it's done all of its work. And this is kind of the one off I can attach stuff. So Rigel is 7. This is 7. They're all crappy, and this is the one that's done. So let's start making... 15 turns is a long time, but eventually it's over, and then I'll have a new city I can attach stuff to without all these massive stability problems. So let's get it done. And note that if a war gives me a new city that I need, you start getting technologies that give you city cap, and one of them is coming up very soon, philosophy. And you see this is school, science for research quarters, science per population. I'm going to want a school soon anyway, and I'll have that 3rd city cap before I know it. So, let's get that starting to build. That's a place to dump my influence. And then I can attach one of these when I can handle the stability. But for now, they're going to be a lot of just independent territories. Stability is such a problem for me. That bug's annoying. I'm not going to relog though, since we're getting kind of close to where this video is going to switch over. Okay. So he is ransacking me, and he does have a real army. But I have reinforcements now, so we can't just beat the tar out of him, I hope. So religious tolerance. Nice! So I got a new civic, and I just got something else I want. Because... Oh, the rites, the procession. I forgot. I could get the procession here for Babylon. And it's going to be 34 turns for my next civic. That might actually be worth it. But this is also influence or faith for territories under the religion. I mean, this is really good. I was going to just slam it. But actually, I'm in exactly the situation where a religious procession could go well. Because that will also get me more civic points faster, because Babylon will be more stable. Let's actually do it. Let's do it right now. And they'll also get 5% industry. We'll lose stability now. But it doesn't matter that Babylon's going down to 10% because I am going to spend 60 to get 5 stability for population for 10 turns. Oh, nice. So because I have proper, like, warfare with reinforcements, I think we can just go and... I mean, the problem is we can kind of body these fools, but individually, the Spearman's going to be such a problem to damage. I don't have any archers. Oh, I thought ransacking was always 7. But this is only 3. Maybe it's different for districts versus... So one thing to note, just to record it in my brain, I should have done the procession way sooner, because it took forever to get that civic, and I wanted the attachment. But if I had the processions, I could have used them to get civics points faster. Because this is counting my stability for this turn, but it's going to start going up. And it's going to go faster. But anyway, astronomy house. So I think it's time now. I'm going to get a garrison right on the border to save me a turn of walking, and just because it, like... isn't a good spot to handle it. Actually attaching this. I'm probably going to just attach this soon, so I won't build a garrison. But I should probably start getting some units now. I'm definitely going to wait at least a turn. So I can... Well, I can't even afford him. Oh, but I'm all on science. That's right. So can we... No! I'm so close. I'm so close. So I want to get it exactly enough so I'm growing a pop at the end of the turn. But then still as many people into science while still getting that. Okay, so there's the limit. So it's like this. At least this will make him dirt cheap to finish next turn. I think I have to go for this, even though it's going to be a really rough, because, like, nobody can hurt his fucking spear, and he's got archers for range. I have to try it, though. I have standing army, at least, so it's, like, it's still, like, 7 Zs, right? I want to... I guess let's take the turn to come at him from the... Yeah. We want to get nice open plains to fight on for his archers, so... to, like, engage him. And we have 3 turns to set it up, so... do that. This guy, he drove off the ones. He's just going to go back to the garrison now. These guys... split time. We'll put 2 in the garrison and then 2 over here or something. God, my religion's killing it, by the way. Okay. So I could just spend $33 dues Get him done.
You are the last person I want to see.
Okay, so he started the fight with me. Wow, the Carthaginians just made 1,000,000 demands. I think because they like somehow knew that purple's going to war with me, and now the Carthaginians are like, oh, now he's vulnerable. But in this case, because I have all my guys involved in the battle zone. Oh, he's attacking the guys on the high ground. That seems like a huge mistake. He should have attacked this stack. This stack getting started. I mean, I guess they're the smaller stack technically, but they're the ones who get to stand on high ground here. So we're going to set them up like this to start. And then if he stands someone here, I won't be able to reinforce. That is a problem. But then that means, you know, he's there and not somewhere else, right? So. Okay, that's a rough start, but he didn't stand. Now, a smart human would have... It would have been worth keeping an archer here. They could still even shoot, I think. Let's toss at a 2 or 3. I can't tell. Even if they can't shoot, somebody should have blocked this reinforcement. Because what's about to happen is going to be really, really disgusting. I can just reinforce from this tile. All my beautiful boys.
Off we go.
So this guy can't attack anybody else. So note that even with the close combat vulnerability, since I'm a scout and he's an archer, it's still rough. But we're taking the trades anyway because we're just trying to beat them down with hit points, right? That's the mission here. So this guy is going to retreat, try to keep himself alive. But he'll stand here to still give a friendly unit bonus. But we're going to put the actual warrior here, and he's going to just skronk. Yeah, we'll put him here. Again, he can't attack, but friendly unit bonus. And then just smash them archers. And now, again, you see this even trade, but it's really good because I outnumber him 7-3. So it's just about getting it where the strength advantage is. It's always going to be rough, but make it where it's not oppressive, right? That's what we're looking for. And that's what we found. So that's just this guy. If he could get to the archer, I would. He can't. Yeah, even 15-17 I'll take. Just again, we just have to force the engagements because the slower the fight goes, the more times he's doing conflicts where his big number is beating my small number. You see, even this guy on 1 health does 39 shots, right? So we just need to make sure he's taking as few shots as possible. And that's what we're doing. Fighting this way. So that spear guy is the worst one. But now that he's moving down there, we can... So first off, I want this guy to move here and bop this archer so that my good warrior can stand there. Because I want him to not attack over the river. He's my one hope to get like a halfway even fight. Right? Then you just run out. You can't get anywhere else. Just here to get some reinforcements going. Where can you move? Man, he's positioned pretty well. But actually win the fight because he's crossing a river here. And this is my warrior that I got for that volunteer event. And next turn I'll be able to start moving these guys into flanks and stuff. Right now it's just an absolute disaster. So this is going to be a really rough turn here. Get some end rounds, get some defenders bonuses, but next turn I'll be able to set up some flanks, I think. Oh, damn it. That's right, the archer can... Shit, I might actually lose this fucking 7-3. I mean, he forced it, so it's not like I made a mistake. I was trying to get the battle map a little better before I attacked it and he started it. Yeah, they're kind of standing in like perfect... They really know their tactics here to not be flanked. And I want to flank, so it's a real problem. And they're using the river very well. So that's why I wanted to not build the garrison until I absorb this, because you can see a garrison here would be insanely great to make them attack me across the river. But didn't work out yet. It took too long. So if the warrior here, put the full health scout here. Take this trade, because this is the one guy who's got hit points in the system. Pop the archers. Close range. The other two guys, I mean, he's going to move up. Oh, damn it, I should have moved him first. I could have got +1 on that trade. Just wasn't thinking. Yeah, move these guys up like this, but then end around. Make him at least force it. Get the defender's bonus. Continue next turn. But next turn, this guy will be able to come. And at least this is delaying the ransack. It's killing the scouts. Ideally, I would have liked to either upgrade them or turn them into workers, right? Disband them, but I had to.
Greetings. You have need of me?
Despite your good intentions,
Okay, he just forgave them all.
would tarnish my
And he asked-
glorious name.
Oh, and then he just started a war.
Demand is unnecessary.
I don't understand this.
Forget it.
He, like, denied the
I
city,
commend
but
your
then,
decision.
because I wouldn't give him the money, he started a war.
No, I cannot
Okay.
agree to this anemic proposal.
So I'm at war with Yellow now. But I have more war support. And because they declared it, so you can see they're actually formally warring. So he got all that 45 instant, but he's going to get -2 a turn from here on out. Because he declared it, not me. So now we definitely need to haul these guys off to the garrison. Now these guys are going to march up here and see if he's extracting anything I can just start ransacking. So it's 7 for me. I don't know what makes it different exactly then. Skip at least 1 turn. Okay. So hopefully I can win this battle and make him not want to start a formal war. Because we're not at war yet, at least. Now, is there anything I can do here? I can learn about where iron is, and then I can make swordsmans. That's 25. That's pretty nice. I could also just make stone walls. I'll need the walls if the Morians start, but for the Olmec War, the more important thing is the standing army. So let's get the standing army. Got the merchant stone. I got that. Okay. So if I want to go, I can go this turn, or it's 2 more buildings for gold. Oh shit, so that fight happened. I couldn't watch what happened because it was the, he started that fight when I was in the thing. Yep, I'm gonna lose. Now the nice thing is I can at least, at last, get an honest-to-God rear attack. So we can kill the spearmen so they don't get to heal up. That's still a really big win, because that was like their scariest unit. Oh, damn it. They got to shoot. So now they're all going to get to heal. And then they're going to declare war. Shit, shit, shit. Alright. Okay. So let me... This is actually very important. I need to move exactly here, not start the fight, but now he's in a control zone, so he can't just walk off and instantly start healing for free. He'll only get to move 1 next turn. Then... I'm just a little too poor. God damn it. I wanted to buy another one. Oh, but you know what I can do? I can afford now to attach this. And then I can't finish him yet. But here's what I can do. I can build a garrison. Now I can't build it here because that's the actual center. Or is it? Hang on. Okay, so I can build a garrison here. I won't be able to actually use... I'll have to destroy the garrison to use the silk. I think it's desperate times call for desperate measures situation now. So we're going to build a garrison out under my feet now that the war's over. The fight's over. Or no, because he's going to be able to walk one turn anyway. So we're just going to build it where we want it, which I think is here, actually. Which side of the river is better to keep him on? And we want it here. Yeah. And then this buys out with food. And now this is the spawn point. So he can only move one, and then I'll get another Sabu Costa here, do him as 2, and then fuck up his stack before he can heal.
What do you want now?
So now I'm going to... I can't demand it because they're out of war. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can't even see his units, but I want to retreat. Okay, yeah, so he's got a real army. Alright. This is going to get spicy. Now, are there any cultures? That's just strength for ransacking. Shodelai. If I have iron, then I could try to rush for the Shodelai. I need to be that for the Javelineer. I need Imperial power to get them, which is a while.
You're unwelcome. Speak quickly.
Yep. We just leave these guys here because at least if he comes up here, the garrison will make the fight a little bit better. So you see now he had to walk down because of my situation here. So now we merge this stack into this stack, and now we start a brand new war. So that they don't get a chance to heal. The sacrifice of the scouts was not in vain. Rude. Okay. And now we just get to... Yeah, I'm glad I didn't build over the silk. This is just a better spot now. And then I can just start leaving the guys there, so if he walks into me, he has to... And again, the nice thing is they declared them both, so the enemies go down to both. Oh, memory leak. Okay, so the game will memory leak. It's going to crash if I try to roll it too far. So I'm going to save over High YouTube and make an Ancient Era Part 2 video. Okay, this has been 3 hours. Love you all.